All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market Prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys are having had an incredible day yesterday. All right, Peter, I think he's having technical difficulties. I'm not sure where he is, but I see he's alive and well because he's chatting here in chat. So we'll wait to see what's going on there. But we'll get started in the meantime. Let's take a look at our gappers list this morning as we kick it off here. Man, that is a long list. I'm just going to refresh. I want to make sure it's okay. It's still a long list. Yeah, so the list brought to you by tradingterminal.com. And man, it looks intense today. So we'll get into some of this and see what is happening. A ton on the gap up, and yeah, a bunch on the gap up. All our names are on here. Apple, which we'll be looking at today again. And let me see what else we have. Apple, we have our usual suspects, and MU is on here. Can't wait to see what's going on there. I have Coin, HIMS, AMD, you name it, they are on this list. So looking forward to seeing what's going on there. Peter obviously changed channels. Yeah, Peter went to another channel. That's what Peter did. He actually just texted me. Give me a second. He says he's on, but I don't see him here. I mean, I see he joined now. I see Peter joined. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure why not showing up, so let's take a look here. Checking one more thing, make sure we can get Peter rocking and rolling with us. No, I see you connected, but I don't see your camera and I don't hear you, Peter, which is usually not normal. Okay. But I see you join. It's just I'm not getting no feeds from you for some reason. All right, excellent. Let's do this. I'm gonna reset you, Peter, here. Let's see if that works. And you reset on your end. I'm not sure if that's gonna help, but let's take a look. So we'll reset. We'll come back, and we'll try to get he was a good. Yes, he was, JC Trader. He was a good man. I'm just gonna reset the Zoom connection, connect it again, and see if we can get Peter to hop in here. Our systems should not be going on vacation anytime soon yet. Still got a couple of more days of work. Okay, I got you, and I got an echo. I'm gonna.
There we go. There we go.
Excellent.
Works now. I'm alive.
Yes.
I'm a real boy.
You are.
Alive. Okay.
All right. Perfect. All right, friends, so I guess we were mentioning this gappers list. Just a lot going on here. We'll dive into everything as much as we can. There's some key tickers I want to look at today. Obviously, Apple being one of them. Tech overall is just on fire, so we'll be looking at some of that. Tesla yesterday, I mean, there were some really nice moves yesterday. So look forward to a second day continuation here, especially on Apple. Really like the way this is setting up today. All right, before we dive into that, Peter, take us through our U.S. economic calendar and what's going on for today.
All right. Yes. Economic calendar. We did have a couple of jobless data points come out. First, the initial jobless claims slightly higher at 226,000, and the continuing jobless claims slightly higher at 1.974 million jobless claims out there. So slightly more people on the unemployment lines than the forecast had predicted, which normally is a little bit of a drag on the market so far this morning. Not seeing that much of a reaction, frankly. The market sort of balked right at 8:30 when those numbers came out, but seems to have recovered. So it's pushed past it. Wholesale inventories comes out at 10 a.m. and then at 3 o'clock we do have consumer credit. Those are both relatively minor numbers, and I don't expect the market to do much. The tail over the last 2 weeks has absolutely been earnings, but Carlos, we've been looking for the White House to get busy again. Maybe today is when the tweet fest starts, because we do have at least one message, social media post anyways, out of President Trump that is moving one stock. We'll get to that in a couple of minutes here. But yeah, let's look at the gappers because that's where the action is.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, saw that this morning. We'll get into that. It's in the gap down, and I gotta agree with him, man. Intel, you messed up. You did something wrong here. You gotta
Really?
figure out. Yeah, you're a tech company, right? You're a tech company. Gotta
Let's
figure
talk
this
about
out,
it when we
man.
get there. I'm not sure I
Yeah.
agree with you, but all right.
Well, I know you're not gonna agree with it, but Intel's doing something wrong here. You're a tech company. This is your time to shine. You gotta get it going, man. You're losing ground. The only reason Apple is so good at what it is right now with AI is because they have so much money. But if they didn't have this money, it's another company that AI they have not figured out. They have failed the consumer when it comes to tech and AI, right? As the giants that they are, But we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. Again, taking the political stuff out of it, I know now it's going to be a little more political because our person Trump is involved. But if you take that out of it, Intel, you're messing up here. I'm sorry, but let's see.
Well, okay. Well,
Let's
I
see.
disagree. Intel as a company has done absolutely nothing. This is not about Intel as a company. So, anyways, all right. Let's we'll come back to it. Oh, where'd Carlos go? Did I scare him away?
No, of
Oh,
course
there
not.
he is. Okay.
Yeah, we have to agree to disagree. I think Intel has screwed up their business here. They're definitely falling behind. But let's take a look here. First one on deck, DXR. DXR is the first one on here. This is a down 2.1, 18 million shares float. And for the most part, Nav, I got your email, man. And listen, that's awesome. Your story is amazing, brother. So thank you for emailing me. You're a great member. But I did get your email, and it's just incredible, man. So glad that you're hanging out with us here and on YouTube. So awesome, brother. DXR up 20. Wait a minute. No, that's Intel is down 2%. DXR is up 20%, 25% here. And this is a low flow stock sitting at 2 million shares float. DXR. And again, it is in play. If you're a low flow trader, this is definitely a good one. And I have to, again, pass on it, unfortunately, because I'm not a low flow trader. But it's definitely in play. Pre-market action looks actually decent right now. And if it can come back up here, it can look great. But for the most part, again, I got to stick with what I'm good at, man. And as sexy as this looks, I don't trade it well, and I see myself losing money. So, Peter, what is driving Daxer Corporation?
Look, I only hope that the thing I'm about to talk about looks exactly like a tricorder from Star Trek. Because Daxor Corporation received FDA clearance for their, get ready for this, I'm going to give you a lot of words, the patent pending next generation rapid compact handheld lab-based blood volume analyzer. Please make it look, have little sounds when you got to flip the lid open and anyways. So they got FDA approval on this device that they have created, and that's why they're popping up. So I love the news. I don't know what the device looks like, although I'm dying to see one. So actually, I should go to their website. Maybe they gotta have a picture there, right? Oh man, that's boring. That doesn't look anything like Star Trek.
Peter, make sure you're sharing your screen because I can't
Hold
see what
on,
you're
yeah.
looking at.
Hold,
Yeah.
I called it up, and I'm like, come on, give it. And no, it's here right on their webpage. This is their handheld thing,
That looks ugly.
and
Hold on, let me bring it
yeah,
up here.
I mean, it looks very
What is
medical.
that?
It looks medical device-ish. Are we showing it? I don't know.
No, I damn. Oh man, I missed. Okay, there you go.
There we go.
No,
Anyways,
these
it's
hotkeys are acting up. But yeah, what is
yeah.
that? What is it? What it does? What does it do again? It reads what?
It's a it's a rapid compact handheld lab-based blood volume analyzer, patent pending. Anyways, so and notice they're quick to update their website. It says FDA cleared, so here we go. So they've already updated their website and off to the races. This is a low float type trade though. So anyways,
Oh, here you are. Okay. Oh, sorry. No, that's not it. Nope, my bad. All right. I don't know what I did. Screw something up here. I've been messing around with vMix and changing hotkeys, and I had you here with your hotkey with your screen, and for some reason that's not working now. So it's just yeah, something I did there. All right. Don't like it, friends. I'm going to leave it alone. Let's take a look at the next one. It's going to be CMCT. Again, good low flow. It actually has some news, so that's good. Usually some of these low flows don't have news, and it's even more worrisome. At least they have something. We don't know what it is, but it's
Yeah,
something, you know?
yeah, very
Uh,
exciting. They rented a building. Can you can you tell that I'm being facetious?
yeah,
I
yeah,
whatever. Look, they rented a building. All right,
yeah.
so they rented a 30,821 square foot one-story building to Boston Scientific Corp. This is a real estate trust company, and it's good news. They've got a long-term lease with a big client that you know's got money and can pay. I don't care.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Same. This list is long. I don't want to spend because I know we're running a little bit behind too because we had some tech issues this morning. But I think maybe we should jump to some of the stuff that's more important, Peter. This list is really long. I know you got some stuff you want to cover, and the gap down list is also long. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna jump down to Apple because I know that's one of my favorite tickers this morning on the list. They were so awesome yesterday. I mean, just incredible. A lot of us did trade this one. Andrew had an amazing trade out of the gate. Again, a lot of you guys took advantage of this Apple stock, and it just kept going. Unfortunately, I got out way too early. This thing hit as high as 215 yesterday. So looking good this morning, Peter. I'm going to have this for a second day play here. I'm sure you are as well. Anything new coming out of the Apple camp?
yeah, actually nothing new. And I'm amazed that it got the move all day that it did yesterday from that news. So just to recap for anybody, the news was that they had agreed to spend $100 billion to invest in manufacturing in the US, which is exactly what the President Trump administration was pushing for. No details though, right? Is that 100 million over 100 years? Is 100 million tomorrow? Where are they going to invest? What form of investment does it take? Nothing. Just the headline is really all we got. And it moved all day. Oh, is it 4 years? Maybe we got some details now. Maybe I got an update here. Apparently it's over 4 years. So, oh, that's interesting. So, and they are I like it. So, um I still don't really see any details here. You guys know, give me the link. I'd love to get the details on it. However, it doesn't matter. It's moving Apple stock. So they had a great day yesterday, and you can see that they're gapping up again this morning. So it looks like it's continuing to be in play. So I mean that's good news because we were saying like Apple's stock has been pretty dead for a while here. Really, ever since April, it's just been moving in this pretty narrow range actually, and if this is the catalyst that's going to push it out of that range, then I'm all for it. Let's get a little, a little more movement in Apple.
Yeah. So they're adding more now. I haven't seen the actual headline, so I don't know if it's coming from the White House or if it's coming from Apple directly. I haven't seen Tim Cook saying himself, but that's the headline. It says creating Apple some good movement for them. So they will be on my list. I'm gonna add it here on my banner. They'll be on my primary list. Again, there's just a great trader the last 24 hours because they really have not traded well overall, but they're looking pretty good here. All right, so let's take a look. So Apples will be on the list, primary, and then what else? I saw, yeah, I mean AMD, Nvidia. Let's look at that. Let's look at the semis. Let's look at AMD this morning, which has been trading much better lately, and we've been keeping an eye on it. Peter, I know you watch this all the time. It's one of your probably all-time favorite tickers.
It
But
is.
it's been really good lately, so I'm gonna add it on the list. I think, and I dare to say this, I think it's been slightly better than Nvidia. Slightly. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but it's been good, man. It's been getting volume. It's been moving well. What's your thoughts on it?
It's been good. I mean, yesterday it had some interesting moves. I didn't find it easy to trade though. I know that a number of people in the room got some great trades on it. So, credit to you
Well,
that you did.
well, in fairness to you, my friend, you had the move yesterday. Didn't you have the
Yeah.
short on this one planned, right? So I think
Yeah.
me and Andrew kind of took you out of your thought process on this one, unfortunately. But it was a great
Yeah,
trade yesterday,
but
man, for
you know
sure.
that's my own fault. That's my own fault. So, Yeah, but so yes, agreed. AMD's been moving. Now that being said, the Trump administration has again been talking about putting more tariffs on chips, threatening 100% tariffs, but going back on chips. We'll have to see what happens. This is a pretty touchy industry because it's a big part of the U.S. tech dominance in the world, and hindering these companies unfortunately gives their competitors a huge opportunity to catch up. So it's one of those things that makes it problematic, especially being that again the best chips in the world, I think I can say this, no one could question it. The best designed chips in the world are absolutely coming out of US companies, right? Intel, AMD, Nvidia, but they're all manufactured offshore, right? They're all manufactured mostly out of one company, TSM, who have facilities everywhere, but mostly out of Taiwan. So there's a lot of so this is a very international structure in terms of how this business operates, and it's problematic. It's problematic in a world where you're looking to try and use tariffs to incentivize certain behavior. It's not easy to unwind these complex businesses that have developed international supply chains. If you remember early on in this process, we were talking a lot about automotive parts, and notice that's sort of gone away a little bit, right? The car industry seems to be actually doing pretty well based on car sales recently, and prices have not skyrocketed like people had predicted. But chips are more sensitive to it, and it seems to be what's getting the limelight right now. So we're gonna have to see what happens. We're gonna talk chips a little bit later as we come back to Intel on the gap down. But Carlos, absolutely, AMD, Nvidia should both be on the gap up. Remember yesterday we were also watching SMCI because they had earnings. They actually fell off the open yesterday. Did make a recovery. Um, I didn't like it as much for the trading opportunities. It was also a challenging trade, but certainly was in play yesterday. Not sure if that'll continue through today.
Yeah, I didn't like. I had SMCI on my list either. As well, I didn't like it either. So again, but won't have it on my list today. So the reason, SMCI has given us some good moves, but man, it's not ideal. It doesn't trade well all the time. So I'm just gonna update my banner here. I'm gonna put Apple. I am gonna put AMD because I think it looks great and it traded awesome yesterday. I don't want to be too tech heavy, so I will put Nvidia. We didn't talk specifically Nvidia, but we'll put it on the secondary list now. It can easily move up to a primary list. I just don't want to be too much on the semis when we also want to have Intel, which that's one with some big news today as well. So I'm gonna make space for Intel also. But before we get to the gap down, I think that kind of covers it. I see HIMS on here. Sorry, this list is so long. I keep scrolling too fast. I see HIMS on here, so maybe that can be one that can trade well today. I did not watch it yesterday, but I know people love trading this one, man, and it can trade well.
HIMS actually had sort of very consistent move down yesterday. If you were trading this and you were short, you could have got in the opening minute and held all day. So it definitely had a move. Look, HIMS it keeps getting support, and it'll move up when it's unexpected. It moves down when it's unexpected. If you just pull up the daily there, Carlos, you just have to see how strange it is. Look at not yesterday, but the day before when we got this candle where it basically closed where it opened with this giant wick. Yeah, and when you look at the price action, it's like up and back down, and yeah, so it's definitely a stock in motion. I haven't always found it easy to trade either. So, but we have some people that had some excellent trades and made some good money off of it. So, it's one of the ones worth watching.
Yeah, it sure is. Good secondary, I think. Again, I have not traded it in the recent couple of days when it's been moving like this, but I think it's worth it's okay. That's good. It's worth having it on a secondary list. I'm gonna add it here next to Nvidia, and we'll see how we go from there. Peter, there's so much on here. I just see the clock running. Let's go to you about anything gapping up that you like this morning that we have not covered so far.
Yeah, so and being that, like you said, we're running short of time, I'm gonna have to do a speed round because we had a whole lot of earnings. All right, so
Yeah.
let's go through the stuff that's gapping up first from earnings. APP had earnings last night, beat their numbers, trading with low volume so far this morning. Probably not one of your better targets. DKNG, we lovingly call Donkey Kong. It's actually DraftKings. Beat their numbers, had a good quarter. I'm not seeing the volume I used to. We actually used to like to trade this a lot, but recently hasn't been as much fun. Occidental Petroleum, OXY, had earnings. They beat their numbers and are spending a lot of money to pay off debt. They're actually selling assets to pay down debt. They've committed to almost $1 billion worth of debt pay down, 950 million. In the quarter, they spent 370 million or sold things worth 370 million in order to pay down some debt. So it looks like their stock is getting a little lift because of that. And I mean that. There's my tie-in. Good segue. Lyft, LYFT, didn't actually hit their numbers. They missed their estimates, both top and bottom line, but made more money than they did last year at this time. It's just expectations were a little higher than they were able to deliver to. Ridership is up. The news is good. They're actually green despite not having the quarter analysts expected. Every once in a while, Lyft will play well, so I might watch it just to see if this is one of those days. Because we had Uber the other day on the list. Now Lyft is here, so I keep hoping it's going to give me some good trading. Gapping up, Datadog, the old D Dog. Doesn't always trade a lot of volume. Sometimes it's hard. Good volume this morning though. 1.4 million. Beat their numbers in the quarter. Gapping up about 7% right now. On a normal day, it's pretty flat. Day like today, though, it could be in play. So it's another potential, I think, if you're interested. And I like where it is right now, price-wise, on the daily. It's got a good opportunity. If it can break higher, that 150 mark looks very attractive, just a few bucks above its current price. Last but not least, in the gap up, Peloton. Remember when we used to love Peloton? Well, apparently people do still love it. They beat their numbers in quarter. They're still buying the bikes. I thought this was passe.
Who's buying this? Who's buying this $5,000 bike when they can get one for a quarter of the price?
Look, a lot of their money these days, especially, is made on recurring subscription services, right? So it's not necessarily just on the hardware. That was the initial focus. Now, yeah, the subscription model is really where they're making their money. And look, I mean, they're doing $2.5 billion a year in sales. So, this quarter alone, they were able to deliver. Where's their number here? They were able to deliver almost $607 million versus a 580 million expectation. So, Carlos, people are buying them, or at least paying for the subscriptions. Maybe they're one of those subscriptions that they just forgot that they still have, right? Am I paying a subscription for that coat rack over there? Everybody, what happens, right? Everybody puts their clothes on.
That does happen. I found tons of stuff I was subscribed to that. Had no idea. Peter, didn't they do something with Apple? They were in talks of doing something with Apple. Am I confusing that? I thought that was some headline eventually, like a year ago or so. I don't know if that went through. Yeah.
Yeah, they were doing some clothing line or something, and I remember that. I don't remember Apple. It's quite possible. I don't see any mention of that in their earnings data that they put out. So
gotcha.
But they're bullish, by the way. They actually raised their guidance for whatever that's worth. But Peloton, I probably would expect it not to be an active trader. That being said, 4.9 million shares already this morning. So it's got like one of the bigger volumes of everything that's trading today. So yeah, we'll see.
Yep.
There you go.
All right, Peter, anything else before we go to the gap up? Anything else before we go to the... Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, well, look, everything, all the semis, we already talked about them, are gapping up. Tesla, we didn't mention Tesla, it's actually gapping up this morning, marginally, right? Just by a little bit. So I think our segue into the gap down, we might as well do this, Carlos. So all the semiconductors are gapping up this morning, except for Intel. So, and we were alluding to this. So let's give you the actual news on Intel. It's there. It's on the list. So President Trump has directly taken on the CEO of Intel and said that he needs to resign immediately. It's the only possible solution. And the reason is because it's been raised that the CEO, his personal investment portfolio, has significant investments in a number of Chinese companies. And because of that, they've said he's conflicted, and therefore, because he's investing in a lot of Chinese companies, he can't possibly be the CEO of an American company. That's wrong. Now, so this is where I find it very interesting that the approach is not, as far as I can tell, on Intel's business. It's not that Intel's put money in it, it's the CEO and his personal investment. He's a rich person. He's got lots of money, and yes, he is significantly and heavily invested in a number of Chinese companies. I can't imagine that's different for almost anybody that's got hundreds of millions of dollars. But sometimes you just get in the target, in the crosshairs, and it probably doesn't help that the CEO himself is anyways. I don't know how to I don't
James
know how to
James is calling him a traitor. He's a traitor. Shame. Get the shame stuff out.
you
No,
know
Peter, I agree 100% with you. As far as he could do whatever he wants with his personal money. It doesn't matter. I mean, look at Nancy Pelosi. What's up with her, right? If we want to go that route about being conflicted, it's not about that. But this guy here, look at his company. He needs to go, man. I mean, dude, what are you doing? Look at your stock. You're dropping. You keep dropping. You keep trying to, reestablish and lay off people and kind of rebuild yourself. It's not working. You need a drastic change. You need a drastic change in this company. They got to figure it out, man. That's my thought process. But you're right. It shouldn't matter where he puts his personal money in. There's tons of people that,
well,
do that. Who cares? But as far as the CEO, I think he's not good.
and as John is pointing out, I mean, look, like a lot of these guys, these people, there always seems to be some backstories, right? So, Lip Bhutan is the name of the CEO, and as John is pointing out, there is an article that said that like he used to lead a company called Cadence, which agreed to plead guilty and pay over 140 million selling chip design tools to a Chinese military university. Again, is it? I have no idea what his involvement is. I don't know. I only know what the media is telling me right now. But it's garnered attention right now, and it's harming Intel stock. So if you want a news based play right now, Intel has dropped 2.7%. It was down as much as 3.5% earlier today. Will this bounce back, or will Intel stock drop? Will the CEO resign? Will he fight back? This could be an interesting play, but it could be very skittish based on the news. So I would just say be careful if you want to trade Intel, because it could do anything at any moment based on the next chapter of this unfolding drama.
Yeah, no, that is kind of interesting though too. If you think about it, I mean, the more I'm thinking about it now, I mean, to be putting your money into Chinese companies and you're such a big figure, I know you shouldn't care about the personal money, but it is kind of weird though to be in that situation. I would think, but
Yeah. Well,
at least he's not going to Coldplay concert, so he should be okay. All right, let's see here. Let's get into the rest of the gap down, friends. Intel is going to be on my secondary. It has great news, but here's the problem with Intel, man. It has let me down so many times,
yeah.
and I have lost not a lot of money. It just wastes my time. It wastes my time doing this, going sideways. And at the end of the day, I either get stopped out or it doesn't do anything for me. So I'm not saying that's going to be the day today, but it has happened to me so many times. I'm not going to fall for it again. I'd rather spend my bandwidth looking at something else. Rick, how do you sign up for the garbage and truck, Lambos and trucks, you mean? You have to click join at the bottom of the channel. So if you click join at the bottom of the channel, which, by the way, friends, tomorrow Andrew's doing a membership giveaway with 2 memberships. Is he doing 2 tomorrow again? I think he said he is. He's doing one for memberships, for the YouTube membership, and also one for the regular members on YouTube. So make sure to sign up if you want to be part of it, so you get it timely here. So I'm going to add Intel on the secondary list, and then let's see what else we have here off the Gappers list. If we take a look here, this is brought to you by TradingTerminal.com, friends. You can always find out what's going on here, plus all of our other features that keep getting better and better as the team keeps working on those. Let's look at the top. We could look at probably 2, Peter. I'll go right to you. RDW is leading the way here, which is Redwire Corporation. These guys are down 22%, 1.1 million shares traded. I I think I've seen them before. It looks like earnings last night based on this 5 minute chart here from after hours. But again, not sure if I'm going to have this on the list here. And flow is 51 million. And I do want to answer a question. I got a question earlier. Someone asked me, what do I consider a low flow stock? Like, what's the threshold? I do 50 million. So under 50 million, usually I become a little more aware how the stock is moving, especially if they have a lower price, right? Under 20 million is like extremely low flow. Like these things, you're almost gambling at that point, right? It can be very, very risky. We've seen some tickers at 40 million, 35 million that can trade okay. They're not too volatile, but usually anything under 50, I start to like really consider that I need to be extra cautious with this one. But yeah, here it is. RWD, Peter. What's the news on it?
The earnings is, I think, what's gapping it down. They missed their numbers in the quarter. They're fighting back a little bit by taking the opportunity to release information about a program that they earned. And I read this, and even I started going, USA, USA. Anyways, their press release talks about they just won an awarded a contract for a prototype phase agreement with the U.S. Army to develop its Stalker uncrewed aerial systems, a UAS, for the Long Range Reconnaissance Program. This just sounds cool. Anyways, under the terms of the contract, Edge Autonomy will deliver Stalker UAS equipped with advanced sensors, secure communications, autonomous mobility features, and modular payload configurations tailored to meet mission-specific requirements. It will enable extended surveillance and intelligence gathering operations in contested environments and will be evaluated by the Army during hands-on flight operations. Redwire is proud to develop these systems to significantly bolster the U.S. Army's ability to detect, identify, and attack threats across a wide range of operational theaters. Yeah, baby! Anyways,
Let's go.
Yeah.
Peter's fired up. I like it.
Anyways, I just
if
read
you were
I'm like,
if you were not awake, you definitely are now. You don't need that coffee. You need Peter.
Anyways, that's a well-written press release is all I can say, because that just sounds like cool stuff deployed to do cool things, blowing stuff up. Anyways.
Oh man, did they write that in all caps? I mean, a couple of exclamation points.
But they didn't have to. Anyways, it goes on. There's even more, and it's just equally awesome. But anyways, it doesn't seem to be. I mean, the stock is moving up right now, but it is gapping down about 20%. So do with it what you will.
Yeah, 100%, friends. Oh yeah, I see the Intel conversation is still going. Yeah, it's not the CEO's fault. It's just the board and direction. Remember, the CEO for the most part in companies like Intel are more figureheads. They're there. They take the hit. Some change the direction, but a lot of them. I mean, the board has the direction they want to go in. Right, I would think he just can't come. They can come to me and just change everything around. I don't think that's the case. Not an Intel. So again, this person hasn't been there for long. They haven't done much. I mean, you've been a CEO, Peter. Does a CEO have much say about doing a 180 on stuff, or I mean, what's the deal?
You're right. It does completely depend on the board, right? So sometimes the board will just say, go take the hill, and leave it to the CEO to figure out how to take the hill. So in that, they have a significant influence over the direction of the company and the operations and how to go about achieving that objective. Including, the people you bring on board and the equipment and services you deliver in order to take that hill. In other cases, the board is much more prescriptive, and they're looking for someone who's going to execute their vision and really just sort of be more of an operational manager and just keep everybody sort of humming along on track. I have no idea what Intel is like as an organization and how much freedom they've given the CEO, but it certainly does go both ways.
I agree, and I can see this company like being so stuck in their old ways. I think they still got like panel walls in their building. Like I could see them being so old school, right, and not adjusting, like the Metas and the Apples, which are so innovative, and that's what happens, man. You just fall behind. But I see this company like that. I see them like a GE, like they just don't innovate fast enough. But who knows? I could be completely wrong.
They do seem to be falling behind. If you just look at their market share, their product line, like when we're talking about high-end chips, especially AI, which is what everybody wants, Intel is not one of the first, second, or third name that's really in the conversation, are they? And that's a fall from grace from where they used to be. So
Yeah, yeah. James Jessup says, James saying only men work there. Yeah, it seems like one of those companies where like the guy's been there for like
no idea.
30 years, just the same guy. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It just seems that way. We could be completely wrong. We can go in there and be all white walls and white lighting and everybody's wearing white and it's just the best thing ever in AI. And we're painting,
You're really getting into
completely
this.
completely different picture here. But yeah, and then Apple, yeah, Apple's another one too because it's a good topic. I like Apple. I mean, I know they're not an AI company, but remember the phones can only take you so far. Where you're gonna really make the money in a lot of these places is the software. The software is where you get the recurring costs. I'm sure they make a ton of money of this Apple Plus memberships, right? With the memory. That's where they get you, their ecosystem, right? Once you sell the phone, it's a one-time hit. Yes, it makes a lot of money. It's very profitable, but it's keeping the people in that ecosystem, right? And AI is a big part of the phone ecosystem. So I think they have really failed there or falling behind, right? So we'll see. They got some time to come up with it.
I mean,
I,
a lot of their money comes from the application ecosystem they set up, the App
oh
Store,
yeah.
right? So
Oh, once they
and
get you in
and
there, you're done.
that's the thing that they figured out early and have capitalized on. But I agree with you. It feels like they've sort of stagnated here, and they definitely need some new innovative products. But anyways, we digress. We got a couple of things
Yeah.
to take a look at here, Carlos, before we run out
Yeah,
of
let's
time.
jump into what you like on the gap down this morning. Then we'll go over to announcements and build some levels.
Yeah, there's a ton of things gapping down. I see at the top of this Crocs. Might as well handle that. They had earnings this morning. CROX. So good work, everybody. You're buying the rubber shoes. But they beat their numbers in the quarter, but provided low Q3 guidance, and that's got them gapping down fairly significantly this morning. On earnings, equally this morning, we had Eli Lilly, LLY. They actually beat their numbers in quarter. I noticed that they're gapping down today. You cannot assume the direction of this stock based on what it does pre-market. I've fallen into that trap before, so it is a NYSE stock, trades on the New York Stock Exchange. So just be careful with it. Uh, again, it's down about 8%. This feels like, anyways. They're a massive company that do all sorts of things in different drugs, and yet the focus once again is on the obesity drugs, as their obesity pill is still awaiting approval, and they're don't have the market share that basically people expect them to have in this market segment. So that seems to be hurting them this morning. In other earnings, QBTS, one of our favorites we like to look at, D-Wave. They had a mixed quarter. I mean, does it really matter what they delivered? I mean, they beat on revenue, missed on bottom line earnings, but I mean, it's QBTS. We're talking about $2 million worth of revenue, so they delivered 3 million instead of 2.5 million. That being said, they lost 55 cents when they were only supposed to lose 6 cents. So that's a pretty big margin right there. Again, early stage here. I don't think that really matters, but they're still gapping down on it. From earnings last night, we have, how about Joby? That's one of the ones we like to look at. They had some earnings after the close last night, and Joby is they've had a lot of good news. They've had some bad news. I find it tough to keep up and trying to figure out, is this moving on? I don't know, expectations or just on on the news articles, because they did have weak earnings. They didn't make their numbers. Again, I don't think this stock is really based on the earnings number, but because in this case, their revenue. So they were expected to make $1.5 million, right? Keep in mind, 1.5 million. That's for the whole quarter. Instead, they only earned revenue of $20,000. So essentially nothing. So 20,000 is less than what Andrew made yesterday. So,
Yeah, that's
anyways,
pretty bad.
yeah, that's the company earnings. So And they lost about twice what they were expected. They expected to lose 19 cents and they lost 41 cents. So Joby, look, earnings are down. That being said, they still have a bunch of big deals, right, that they've put out there and they're working on. It looks like they're building the right pipeline with their recent acquisition and, sort of the infrastructure and ecosystem they're setting up. It seems like they're positioning themselves well, but in the short term, yeah, the company's stock is down. Okay. Last but not least, I'll mention IonQ. Also had earnings after the close yesterday. Had good numbers, beat their quarter, but their guidance was not what analysts were expecting. So we've seen IonQ in our list. Look, they've been doing a lot of stuff. They've had a few acquisitions, which while they beat their numbers in the quarter, they've sort of said are going to affect them in the forthcoming quarters and hitting their original targets. The acquisitions were determined as good, but there's a concern about their, the cost of integration, and a number of their board have left, which it's unclear as to whether they left voluntarily or were forced off the board. So there could be, Carlos, to what you were just talking about, is the board in charge of the CEO? It could be the board of this company is having a little strife, which is never good, right? Because that can derail a company in its vision, especially when you've recently made a lot of acquisitions. You got to be strong about what you're going to do with them to get value. So some
Yep.
concern over
Yep.
IonQ this morning.
Yeah, that's not good. That happened to Boeing a few years ago when they merged with that other company. I forgot, but yeah, it's a lot of issues, man. When the board and the leaders not on the same page. Um, Guys, so much to go on today, and this gappers list keeps going and going. Peter, do you have any other ones for the gap down list today?
I mean, there's random things. Amazon seems to be gapping down today. That being said, they had a great day yesterday. Really surprise move in my mind. Amazon just was going up and kept going up. I was looking at it for a reversal all afternoon, and it just was not giving it. Like it was up, up, and more up. The open was lackluster, which it often is in Amazon, but somewhere right after 10 o'clock, yeah, it just took off and kept going. So, not a surprise that it's pulling back today a little bit, and it's likely to be an inside day, which means it'll probably be within that range it traded in yesterday. I wouldn't be surprised to see it trade all day within a couple of dollars below where the current price is. So might not be that exciting. Netflix is another one that's red this morning. They're probably they're only two red amongst the Magnificent Seven. So other than that, Carlos, I think, like you said, we got a lot of targets already. I've got things that I like. I think the semis are going to be interesting to watch. Intel probably just for popcorn, not for trading, but we'll see what happens, and a bunch of the stuff we've talked about.
Yep, absolutely, friends. On my list right now, Apple, AMD. I have some couple of really good secondaries here. HIMS, Nvidia, and Intel. I'll add some more as we go along here. Again, there's a lot on this list today, but I'm not sure. I have to see what else we can add on here. But friends, let's take we have time. Let's take like one or two from you guys, and then we'll head over to what's happening for this day. So let's start over here in our chat. What do you guys like this morning? MU, D-Dog, we looked at already. Airbnb, let's take a look at that one. Airbnb, let's see here. Oh, earnings last night, right? Earnings last night. Yep, some movement last night. This stock doesn't get volume though, man. The few times we looked at it, even after earnings or any kind of major news, we don't get the volume that we're looking for. So we are down here 7%. This guy split. I think they might a little more expensive. Down 7%, 557,000 shares traded. But as far as the news today, might not be it. All right, NVO. We did look at NVO. Probably not. NVO here up 7.6, 12 million shares traded. Yeah. So we did talk. Peter, you did talk about this one. I believe
Not
NVO.
today.
Not today?
Not
Okay, someone
today. I
mentioned
did
in
not
chat, I
mention. We
think.
talked about them yesterday, but
Okay,
didn't
okay.
didn't mention them
Um,
today. They're always in and off the news. Like one company, Eli Lilly, we talked about, and their
Sorry, yeah.
obesity
Yeah,
drug.
yeah.
And I think that Novo Nordisk here, NVO, is also in the same bucket, right? That
Yeah, yeah.
I think when one big company disappoints, they say, "Oh yeah, don't forget, we're also disappointed in others." But I'm surprised to see them gapping up this morning on pretty big volume, actually, 12 million shares so far this morning. So I don't know why. I don't really see a lot of specific news for them, but maybe it's just again the sort of the anti-sympathy play, right? The inverse Did they have earnings
Yep.
last night? Maybe they had earnings.
I don't know
I
if
wasn't
they
watching.
did, but
Don't think
I
so.
like. I don't think so either. I like the volume. Volume is pretty high, man. 12 million, and we're up
Yeah.
as high as 7.3. Not been up higher. It's a hit or miss though with NVO, so I am gonna put it on the secondary list. But I do like the volume. Cannot deny this thing is heavily in play today. Let's look at two more, friends. I know we're running a little bit short on time here. NBIS. I know this ticker keeps coming up. I have never kept it on the list. I never looked at it. Today they're up 16%, 4.5 million shares traded. So I know they're on your radar this morning. Nice breakout on the daily as well. I think they're also a dual traded Netherlands company, I believe. Yes. So
Yes.
that price action could be a little bit weird if you're watching this, but today looks good, Peter. What's your thoughts on this?
Nebius, building infrastructure for the AI revolution. They they I don't know if they're a dual trade. They're based in Europe, listed on the Nasdaq, operating globally. That's their website telling me. They it looks like they had earnings, which is probably why they are gapping here. Haven't really watched this, so I don't know how it trades. I think with everything else going on, I wouldn't be venturing into unknown waters, but I mean, good volume this morning. 4.5 million shares. Um, it actually looks better than I thought it would. So,
It looks
I'm not,
good, man.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not sure
I'm
what to
looking
make
at
of
I'm
it.
like,
Like, I don't like
looks
the last
nice.
couple of minutes. Like, if I just look at a
Right.
1 minute chart over the last 7 or 8 minutes, it's been very flat. That makes me a little nervous about how this thing will trade when the market opens. Just see these tiny little
Yeah.
candles here trading in a small range all of a sudden. That makes me a little nervous. But other than that, it looks good. So.
Yep. I agree. You know what? I'm gonna put this on a secondary. We'll come back to it. Because we can't deny this type of volume. It's 4.5 million shares straight up, 16%. I think it's worth looking at. And also, I like the breakout on the daily on some news on earnings. Right, earnings today. I think it was. So yeah, let's take a look.
Yesterday, I think.
Yesterday. Yep. Uh, was it yesterday earnings? And the reacting
I think so.
and no
Let me
reaction
confirm.
at all. All the reaction this morning.
Oh no,
Strange.
I got the report seems to be this morning. I don't know. Nobody like really covers this
And
company,
nobody
so
like nobody cares.
I
That's why
I
everybody's
rely on
like
my analysts to write reports about it, and it feels like the analyst has
they're
said no.
failing
We
you.
don't.
Yeah. It's not one. It's not Apple. It's not a. Doesn't have any drama
It's
or Intel or Tesla. All right, let's see.
yeah.
NBIS on the secondary list. We'll see what we can get out of that one. All right, friends. I see moderators coming in with their list. Can't wait to see what they have on deck. Let's do this. Let's jump over to our website, bearbootraders.com. You can always head over here, click on webinars, and you can see what's happening for the next 2 weeks. Today is beautiful Thursday. We'll jump on there, and Peter's gonna fill you in what's taking place.
Yeah, it's Thursday. We said lots of mentorship. It's always a busy day on Thursdays as we go through our various mentorship sessions. 11, 12, and 8 p.m. are when they happen. All happen in the webinar room for our elite members. Lenny's at 11, talks about trend trading. At 12, we talk options with Jared. Always very informative session. Of course, there's the very popular Thursday Mint Thor shipception that happens at 8 p.m. where Thor brings the lightning and the thunder, baby, and always answers your questions and assesses stocks. So it's always a very good session. So hopefully, if you're an elite member, you will put those on your calendar and go visit the webinar room. Why not? 11, 12, and 8. There you go. there's Thor, man. He's always ready to go. He's got energy. So, yeah. So he'll be ready tonight for that session. Of course, after he joins you on YouTube and all the other stuff that he does. So, way to go. If you want to join us here in the chat room and be part of these sessions, it's not too late. You can join right now and join these mentorship sessions today even. Go to bearbulltraders.com, scroll down to the bottom, you'll see the different membership options. You got to pick one of the elite options if you want to join those webinars. But if you just want to be in the chat room, then why not go with the intro or the basic? They'll get you in and let you know what the community's all about. All right, so check it out. Join. If you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. That helps with the growth of the channel, and we appreciate it. And Carlos, we better set some levels maybe real quick here. We've got about six and a
Yeah.
half minutes to this market open.
I only got two levels to set, man, AMD and Apple. And then I'll finalize my list a little bit later. But if I look at AMD here, I'm sorry, Apple, since I have it up already, as high as 221, 220.32 is the high of the pre-market. So we'll mark that there. And the low of the pre-market down at 218.36. So 218.36, a little bit lower actually. Right over here. There we go. 218.36 is the low of the pre-market. So if you look at the daily here, we're pretty much set towards the bottom. Plenty of highs and lows for the last two trading days. Beautiful day yesterday. As we ran up pretty nice here. So Apple, if you go to the left here, I think it's the only stock that's not sitting at all-time highs. Everything else is just nearing it, closing up into it. Apple's the one that's been, again, just struggling here, but they're getting some love in the last couple of days. 224.78 is good, and if we zoom in a little more, just in case, I doubt we're going to have a blockbuster day like yesterday, but just in case, 230.45. It's another good one. AMD here, let's take a look at that one. Also, again, it's been trading much better. High of the pre-market, we're sitting at a 167.37, and then the lowest over at 165.38. So again, right now stuck between the highs and lows of the last two trading days. I don't think you really need to add anything. Keep it nice and simple, and you're pretty set on AMD for now. So again, just two from here at the moment. I have to finalize this list. So I'll keep looking at things in just a second. Peter, what is the team watching?
All right, our moderators are getting their list in, including our live traders. So Andrew, we'll start with him. He's going to be watching Apple or maybe AAPU, which is a leveraged ETF. Sometimes that's a more cost-effective way of trading a stock. He's going to be watching AMD and NVIDIA, or of course the leveraged ETF NVDL for the long side. Tesla and Intel. So in short, he's got some of the big ones on his list. He's also adding Run, not one that we looked at here. Let's take a peek at Run, what it's doing. Is Run running? But a bunch. 1.9 million shares. That looks okay. All right. Eamon's got a potential long on Apple. I'm going to be watching, well, some of the stuff we talked about, including Apple, Datadog, Intel, and Lyft. Megan, keeping it tight, watching Airbnb. Brian is going to be watching Tesla, NVIDIA, Elf, who had earnings that I didn't mention earlier, Crocs, and AMD. Brendan is going to be watching Hood, PLTR, AMD, and NVIDIA. And back at the top of the list, Lenny, of course, always got the big list, watching AMD, Micron, NVIDIA, Google, Tesla, PLTR, Apple, and Hood. I'm surprised nobody seems to be want to watch Intel, despite the interesting news and its movement against the trend here. But I can understand why. I think many of us have been disappointed
It's
in the past.
such a bad ticker, man. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's tough, man. That's what our mods are watching anyways. Hopefully you find something you like in amongst that, guys. Let's get ready for the open. We're getting tight here. It's well, got 3.5 minutes. It's should be a fun one.
Sure will. I see Brian's ready to go. Good morning, Brian. Hope you're doing well. All right, he's giving us a nice thumbs up there. His lighting good to go. So we'll disconnect, guys. Take care. I see Andrew's logging in as well. Leonardo over on YouTube. Welcome to the Garbage and Lambo Truck, man. Thank you for joining. Thank you. And for those that they were asking me earlier how to join, I'll show you here. It's a little bit tricky, but if you go to the YouTube channel, let me see if I could bring this up nicely here. YouTube, and I'll bring this right over here. So if you click on your YouTube feed over here, you're gonna see the possibility to join as a member for BBT it's called I named it the Lambos and Garbage Truck membership. So it's just go in there, you could join, and you can get a bunch of perks in our channel. So that's how you do it. And then also, friends, just a quick reminder before we go live here and get all set up, we are still doing our donation. Where is it? Our donation. Oh, I got to add it to the channel. I forgot. I got to add it to every single video. I'll add it in a second. I'll show you a little bit later. All right. Let's bring Peter into the screen here. I got to know why YouTube just doesn't put on every channel.
How about here?
Oh, yeah. I know. Oh, I know you're there. I'm going to bring you right in this box. Peter, what's your list? I didn't get to hear. I was doing so many other crap here. Well, what's your list?
Datadog, Lyft. Keep an eye on Crocs, since Brian seems to be in favor of it. I don't know. I've got all these that I like to watch, but don't often do anything, like Donkey Kong or DKNG. I'm very curious about what Intel is going to do, but I can't imagine trading it. Um, you never know. I'm feeling spicy today, Carlos. I feel like I want to be jumping
Uh,
into a whole bunch of trades.
After yesterday, I know what you're feeling, man, because I'm feeling the same thing. Because yesterday we missed so many good opportunities that we could have been on early on, but we just can't go. We can't go ham like that. We can't just go crazy. We can't go cray cray. What's the terminology here for Gen Zs? We just can't go nuts, man. We gotta be careful.
Yeah.
But yesterday was a great day. Where if you got in early, you easily had a $4, $3 run on a lot of these tickers. It's just it was one of those days.
Good.
But
Yeah.
let's see.
Chief Big Toe. So we're in the last minute here before the open.
Yeah.
He's asking how I get the total volume. The volume for the day, you mean? I get that off the level one. The basically the montage window.
Here.
It's right up there.
Right over
Shows me
here.
the
Yeah.
total volume.
Here, right? This one. That's where we get it from.
Right there. Yep. That's it.
I'm sure there's other places too. Your watch list also has it. Like if you look at your watch list,
That's
it
true.
also has it as well. You can look if you don't want
All
to
right, you
pull
got
up the
15
ticker.
seconds here. Pick
Mm-hmm.
your targets.
Thank
Let's
you.
see
If
what
you
we're
look
gonna
at
do.
this is my watch list here, which is not up to date. But you can see the volume there as well.
All
All right, here we
right,
go.
here's the opening bell. Tesla. Oh my God, Tesla's just dropping right out of the gate.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna add Tesla here. Hold on a second. I like Tesla.
Apple.
Peter Spicy Assis. Well, why did we say the Assis name? What happened? I remember something what took place and we started calling Peter Assis. Why did that?
Peter
Why did that catch
Aziz. What
on?
did I do?
Yeah,
I don't
that
know.
catched on the last couple of days over
Did it? Oh, I don't know what I
in
did.
YouTube. You're trending, Peter. You're trending. You're going viral.
Okay, I'll take it.
Let's see
Let's
here.
oh, looks like Brian shorted Crocs right out of the gate.
Rising Devil.
Fallen Angel, but Rising.
Oh,
Oh,
name is
Rising
yeah.
Devil. You're right. A Rising Devil
No, Rising
trade
Devil.
was
Yeah,
what
yeah,
he
yeah,
took.
yeah,
He
yeah.
he called it for a Rising Devil, but I didn't. I didn't. It didn't pull up. It didn't pull back for me. So, but my loss. Andrew's gone long on AMD, looking for the breakout here. Let's see. Oh man, Brian's got good move on Crocs already. Hmm. What's going on here, Carlos? I'm looking for things. Looking banana. All right.
Yeah, I'm searching. All right, let's see. All right, friends, what do you like this morning? Hymns. Let's take a look at hymns. I got a very short list today. Hymns, doing some stuff here. It's going. And risky entry there. You know what? When I saw him do that, I looked down. What time is it? Okay, we still don't got 3 minutes. I was looking for an excuse not to enter, but it did look good, and I found one. It's not 3 minutes into the market open
You
yet.
found an excuse not to enter?
Yeah, because it's like it looked good. I'm like, I don't know. Find an excuse not to enter that. PLTR is doing some moves here. I do like it coming back above the VWAP here. This could be interesting if it can stay above the VWAP, right? I don't have PLTR on my list. Yeah, Peter?
Intel's made a recovery here. It's trying to get green.
PLTR looks Very good. VWAP breakout. Uh, I definitely like the last couple of candles on PLTR here. This is nice, and then you're seeing the buying price just keeps coming in. Looks good. I'm gonna go long, guys. I'm gonna go long PLTR. See if we can get the breakout. 5 minute candle looks great. It's a lot of buying pressure. I'm gonna be out very quickly though if we can get a green in this candle here. Next candle is coming up. Let's see. Are you gonna hold? We gotta hold above this. Yeah, no, it's not working.
Higher.
Oh, so glad I got out. Look at this drop. Oh man, it's gonna go even lower. So glad I got out. Or either I got out in time or that was a really good fill. Can't tell.
One or the other. It doesn't matter.
One or the other. Yeah, save almost 38 cents on that drop there. POTRs not working. SMCI not good. Apple. Oh, Apple's probably a better trade. I should have taken Apple. Above the VWAP. The 5 minute is red. Very similar to PLTR, so maybe I shouldn't jump on this. Mohammed, you're watching MP? How dare you, man? MP. The stock. I actually have 71. If you guys don't know, me and Peter, we had our most recent worst day was an MP. As far as discipline, and P&L too for me at least. P&L was yeah, and the P&L for me was you had like one winning trade on it, I think it was. Yeah. So yeah.
Money wise, it didn't end up that bad for me, but
yeah.
But from a discipline point of view, it was very disappointing. Yeah.
Yep. The money was bad for me, but the discipline was worse. You know, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. All right, come on. We had a great day yesterday on these trades, on these stocks. Can we find another one? Can we find another great opportunity? Apple actually lost the VWAP. No, back up. What's Andrew? How's Andrew trading? What's the chat doing today? POTR. Oh yeah, you guys mentioned POTR. Let's take a look. I see a lot of you guys mentioned POTR. For a short.
I don't know why, but I'm really short bias on Tesla. I actually went short, Carlos. It's actually not a great trade setup for me. But I went short. I just took a partial below VWAP. If it comes back up, I'm putting my stop just below my break even because I don't trust this thing.
Yeah, let me find your screen here.
But I'm hoping to get back down to the lows.
Here you are. Okay. Is that it's just green.
You know, I like to trade things short. Can't help it. Come on. Go red. Go red. Nicely red.
All right. Peter short.
Maybe not for long. We'll see. Oh, here. Sorry. I can
that's okay.
Blow this up
No
for
worries.
You can see where I'm short. As you can see, my stop, as I said, I've put it down below my entry by about 10 cents just to give me a little bit of protection in case this thing shoots up like it can do. And I'm hoping to get down back to, said, red. I want Tesla red and back down to 319. Somebody's trying to hold this thing green for sure. Oh, Andrew's going long. Apple. Wants to see Apple make a break higher. That's not what I want to see, but
I like that trade actually. It's got a lot going on there. above the VWAP engulfing pattern on the 5 minute.
All right, I just got
I'm
stopped
gonna
out on Tesla.
I'm gonna join that trade as well. Long Apple. Gonna join that trade. It's a lot happening there. It looks very good. The 5 minute ORB engulfing. You got the VWAP breakout. If we were watching, I would have got in earlier too, because the VWAP breakout looks very nice on the 1 minute on Apple. High of day breakout. It's just bullish. Let's see if it can deliver here. Wow, Apple is so good, man. I mean, why would you trade low flow when you can trade Apple and instantly get $1? Like, well, that feels horrible, but almost get $1 on this thing. That is nice. Let's see if it can hold. See if it can hold. Nvidia. Yeah, Mohammed, Apple's good. The Truth Tesla short tomorrow. Why tomorrow? What's happening tomorrow? Are you in contact with Nancy Pelosi? What's the deal? What do you know that we don't know?
Yeah, share the intelligence.
Apple's coming back to the break even 219. I'm probably gonna hold to my original stocks. I still like this trade, so I won't do break even on this. Let's see if it can stay above the VWAP.
What are you trading? Let's see what you're at.
Long Apple.
Oh, you're long Apple. Okay.
Yeah. So right now it's right at my break even, but I'm gonna hold through. I'm gonna keep my original stop on this thing. So I think there's enough levels here to come back.
My screen
and
showing, just so you know.
Oh, my bad. Here we go. So took a partial already. Usually I'll bring my stop to break even, but I'm just gonna hold to my original stop here at the VWAP. Let's see if this thing can stay above all these levels.
And DonkeyCon not doing much. Lyft not doing much. You guys are mentioning Lilly, Eli Lilly. What's it doing? No, it looks like it moved down off the choppy
Why?
at the open. Yeah, LLY. It's a higher price stock, so it makes it a little more challenging. Don't love it.
Yeah. Yep.
Nvidia up at this R4 level. Let's see what Nvidia is doing. Yesterday at the close, we were watching Nvidia to see it was really struggling to break through this 180 level, and it actually closed just below 180. Obviously, today it gapped above that and doesn't look like it's looking back. So this is another all-time high, isn't it?
Nvidia.
Right
Yeah.
now. Nvidia. Previous all-time was
Yep.
183.30, so we're pretty much right at that all-time high it set just last week. So
yeah, that is wow. That is nice. That is nice.
wow. So we are in all-time high territory here, man. AMD pushing higher, Nvidia pushing higher, TSM pushing higher. Intel is not.
Apple, don't let them get to you, Apple. Hold the line, Apple. Come on. Don't stop me out here at my VWAP. Yep. We gotta get out.
Nvidia, man, it just keeps adding value. Tens of billions of dollars at a time.
Just wild.
I think it's like, because with their shares, let's see, what is their float? Their float is, 23 billion share float. So, well, and they've got 24 billion shares. So let's even just round it to 25 billion. So every $4 this thing goes up, they add $100 billion. So they basically made $100 billion overnight in market cap. It's just
I mean, are you
crazy to think
hearing
about
these
it.
numbers? These numbers are insane.
I
Andrew's
know.
in this, by the way. Andrew's long on NVDL, so he's been trading this. He got in for a 1 minute or being. See, remember I told about guys about the 1 minute engulfing. That is a strong pattern. Like if you are gonna trade the 1 minute breakouts, the engulfing is probably one of the strongest patterns there is. Probably one of the most consistent patterns there is when it comes to the 1 minute ORB. Right, so here's your 1 minute RB. Here's the engulfing pattern. Look at that. So beautiful, man. Awesome. Um, Again, and if you are going to trade NVDL, it is leverage, so keep that in mind. And usually what he does, he'll watch the price action on NVIDIA, and then NVDL will follow. Yeah, man, you guys are crushing it in chat. Crushing it, crushing it. So far, AMD, Apple, oh, Apple back up. Wow, you came to stop me out and right back up. 5 minute looks
Got Andrew out of
interesting.
Apple as well. Andrew's back in Apple now with that pop.
I don't.
So
He should. This looks like he wants to head back up.
I should have reshorted Tesla. I had the right level. It just came back up and stopped me out. Now it's moving down. Now watch it make the move I wanted.
I'm gonna
Oh, I
regret
took
this
my eye
so
off the ball
much.
there on Tesla. So many things to watch, Carlos. Got myself
Yeah,
distracted again.
I'm gonna regret this entry, but I'm back in Apple. Actually, I'm gonna not gonna regret it, but man, it looks good again. So I'm back in. Stop is the same. A little bit worse entry than before. Let's see if we get the high of day breakout on it. And uh Tesla. How's Uber, Disney, Snap, all the stuff from yesterday I still have here. I'm gonna remove because they're not doing anything. Peter, you're saying Tesla for a short again?
Well, if I look, the level at which I originally shorted it is basically the level it came back up to. I could have reshorted again about the same spot and then
Yeah.
taken this move down. So,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
anyways, it's
This is awesome.
it wouldn't have
All
been
right.
that easy of a trade, but would have been
Yeah.
possible. What's going on here? Oh.
What's going on with Run? I know we had a lot of you guys had that on the list. Nothing here. Long AMDL. Is that a NVIDIA ETF? AMDL, I'm gonna assume. Yes, it is 2 times leverage AMD. I said NVIDIA, but I meant AMD. Too many AMD Nvidias, too many semis, all in play at the same time. It's there's something. Apple. Hold the View app. Hold the View app. I think it's along. It's just our timing. Our timing is off right now. But I think we're gonna get the breakout on it. I think just the timing is just not happening when we want it here.
Yeah, I feel like
Mhm.
gonna hurt my neck here. Just trying to look at so many
Wait.
things at the same time. Oh, see now I told you, Carlos, I should have. Oh, should have
No.
got back into
Oh.
test. I was busy watching Nvidia. We
Yeah.
were talking about it at all-time highs, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
let myself get distracted because I had my sights set on Tesla.
I
And
don't
for you
like that.
guys,
Yeah. Yep.
you have my screen there, Carlos. You can sort of see. You can see where my first trade was. Right. I had the right idea, but like you said, Carlos, sometimes it's about timing, right? Because I got my partial and
Yeah.
it just didn't
Hmm.
drop that time. It had to come back and retest, and that stopped me out. And if I had reshorted, right, just a couple of minutes later, right at the same spot, that would have been perfect for to capture this move that I was trying to get. And I just
Yep.
was not paying attention at the right time to get the entry, to regain the entry. That's
Yeah.
so there you go. Oh well.
Apple is falling here. It has come right to where it stopped me out before. And this is a tough decision because it can bounce from here and head back up, or I'm gonna get the flush and have a little bit of some slippage. So I'm still in it. I haven't pulled off on it, but it's coming right back to exactly where it picked me
Yeah.
off. So let's see if we're gonna
There we
get a bounce. Uh,
We can go back to your screen if you want.
oh,
Sorry about that.
no, no, it's all good. No, it's all good. Good.
I just don't
Glad
want
to
to
see.
confuse people about what we're talking about and looking at.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, see, I'm upset now about that one. I
Yeah,
got to
that's been
give
a good
Brian
one.
some credit. Brian took Crocs right off the open. I mean, really, the one move was right that opening candle that was like a $5, $6 candle, and he got that one.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think Crocs is now dead.
Carlos and Peter, the best patient traders in the world. No, we didn't start out like this. We did
Yeah,
not start out like this. We're going on 8 years
absolutely
trading
not.
live, right? And then even more time before we went live. But I mean, you guys saw my journal from before we showed it here in the channel. It was not patient at all. There's a lot of trading going on there. I mean, it, I look now at that journal like for a day of trading, and that's what my week looks like as far as activity, right? So did not start out that way. Um, but yeah, but today has been tough. Today so far I have 3 trades, 2 red, and I'm in this one right now, so we don't know yet, but it's struggling.
EST for the win. EST.
So
Vistra Corp. Oh,
Apple struggling.
there you go. I assume you went long, James Jessup on VST. It's a shame people can't post images in the chat. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
You could talk with us.
that would be nice.
And I
Maybe we
could
could
see
set
your
up some kind
trades. You
of
could put little images of your
link or
trades.
something.
Unfortunately, you
Yep.
just get text. It's all
Yep.
YouTube allows.
Well, you can imagine with the spams and everything, you know, want to deal with that. Some of the nonsense you can get through there from people, right? But yeah, it'll be cool to see your trades. Or post it on X. I know not everybody has X. You post it on X, you tag me. I could bring my. I haven't been in my X account in a long time. I haven't posted in a while. I gotta start doing that. That was fun. That was a way to communicate with you guys. You guys would tag me in your trades, and I'll see your trades and be like, "Oh wow, this is nice." But it's just summer. Summer's tough. I'll get back into September when the kids are back in school. But summer is busy. Apple is not doing anything, friends. Long SMCI. Oh,
SMCI.
look at SMCI is actually doing something decent today.
Oh yeah, it's moving with the semis. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
got a good move.
yep.
Again, I dumped SMCI to look at Intel here, and Intel is not doing much of interest. But are we surprised? No, we are not.
No, no, we're not. We're not. I'm still in Apple, friends. I think Apple's gonna deliver. Hopefully, a good move up, but it is doing a sideways thing, and that's not fun. At least we're staying above the VWAP for now. I did not like that we did not make a new high here, or at least anywhere near where we were. So that's not good. I want to at least keep testing this area. So that don't like this candle. We need to break up to the high side, hopefully. The 5 minute looks good. The 5 minute we've been getting higher highs. So that's, I mean, higher lows. Let me show you. So this looks good, but we need to break through. We need to break that 219.80. Rip Trader, thanks for being a member, man. What are you looking at? AMD. AMD. Just we picked the wrong horse today.
Higher, over 170.
It's all about. I'm telling you, Peter. Is this any luck in trading at all? Is getting into the right stock. As far as if you have 2 stocks you're looking at that are in play, is picking the one that actually does the move. The luck is there. Like you just can't tell, right?
Yep.
And today, I'm in the wrong horse today. But this horse was great yesterday, so I can't be too mad at this horse. This horse was very good yesterday to us. Anyone watching Intel QBTS? We do have it. We're just talking about Intel. We do have it. I had it on my watch list, but again, it gets volume. I can't even say it's the lack of volume because it does get volume. And look at this 1 minute. This 5 minute candle is 1.9 million shares traded, so it does get volume. it's just, I don't know. I find it to be a tough trade as far as the patterns. The patterns are hard to identify on Intel with the price action. Level 2 gets difficult. So to give more detail, like sometimes I don't see a good imbalance on the level 2. And level 2 is not a heavy indicator for me, so I don't put a lot of weight on it. But even there, I just don't see anything as far as trying to identify which way the next couple of minutes is going to go here as far as price action, right? Um,
Wow.
but yeah, that's the hard part with this one. And then it barely moves on top of that. Like you're not gonna get 50 cents very easily on this thing. AMD though, friends, what a move! And this was a beautiful 5-minute ORB. Is just textbook, textbook 5-minute
like,
ORB.
look at that 5-minute chart on AMD,
Yeah,
all green candles.
yeah, yeah.
So
And this is
yeah.
what looking at this is what I like, right? Like if you see the 5-minute range gets created, this opens, comes down, right? So it gives you a beautiful pullback, and then on the way back up, this is when you get in for that 5-minute RB breakout. Wow, that is sexy, friends. That's what that is. That's what that is right there. So hopefully you took it long and you're enjoying this move. That's a $2 move from what would have been our entry, $2 plus actually. All right, Apple is just hanging out above the VWAP here. It's not doing anything. So we'll see if it can continue to break towards the top. Mastermind. Let's take a look at Amazon. Another one that's doing good today. Up 1.4, good volume. I don't see it as a clean, like I'm looking now, right? I look back to see the patterns. Like, okay, where would I have entered? I don't see the cleanest entry here for me, though. So even if I was watching, I wouldn't see where I would have jumped in here. Like I do with AMD, right? AMD, clearly I could see the entry there. Okay, things are coming alive. Let's buy. Let's push up above the VWAP. Apple, deliver, please. You could do this. Just get back to the high of the day. Let's make it happen.
Uh, 10 a.m. We do have some economic data. Not much
Oh
really.
no.
We got the wholesale inventories coming out.
Okay.
Uh,
I don't like that when I'm in trades. But that should not move it a whole
it's not
lot.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No.
not. It doesn't move things that much, so you shouldn't really have to worry about it. But
All right. So yeah, I think Apple's gonna break. I feel like I should add here. Like I should add here already. If I'm in this move, I'm waiting for the breakout. Why not just add?
well,
To
as
the
long as you don't
move.
go over your initial risk
No, I would be
tolerance, all
risking. I
right.
would be risking double if I do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Or I'll have to move
And,
my
see,
stop up so much that I can easily
yeah,
get stopped out, and I don't want to do that.
yeah. See, because
So
Andrew got in, he's long with you, but he's already taken a bunch of partials.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. Nice, nice. Um, but yeah, let's see.
but Andrew's
My
Andrew's net negative on Apple today. So,
because I think we took a loss together on that. Like we got an initial entry, we took a partial, then we got stopped out, then it came back up. I would have had another loss here. Normally I would get out. Let me show you this. I would get out here, but I'm like, man, are you coming right back to this area? To this is what my stop was. So I'm like, let me
right.
wait a little bit and see if we're gonna bounce. Now, so I was willing to give it a little bit of slippage, like 20 cents. Oh, let's go. Should
There you
I
go,
add? I
Carlos.
should have added. But no, I did. I
It's
did
easy
the
to
right
say in
decision.
hindsight.
I did the right
It's always
decision.
easy to say in
Oh
hindsight.
man, yes. All right, let's see here. This is a great move. I'm gonna take a partial here. Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't
I
have the
think
montage
you need
selected.
to.
I'll take it here. Yep.
Yeah.
I missed the top there. Montage was not selected for some reason. All right, so here's the partial. Um, let's see if Apple can break through.
Still have a
We should
minute
have
and a half
averaged
till
down.
economic data comes out.
So fine. Yeah, I should have averaged, right? Yeah. Everything is easy after the fact. Wow, look at this drop. I'm
Oh,
glad I took a partial there. What happened?
yeah. Yeah. See, don't encourage. See, now if you'd added, now you'd be sweating that drop a lot more.
Yes, I would be 100%. 100%.
So the ad that you were all,
Yeah.
regretting
It's
10 seconds
all
ago.
it's all
Welcome to the
relative.
roller coaster of emotions that is
That's
trading, eh?
true. That is true. POTR, we got stopped out earlier, but this actually broke out now too. Nice view at breakout. Actually pretty decent there. So hopefully you guys took that one. AMD just doesn't care what everybody else
Yeah.
is doing. This doesn't care.
God,
It
172. I'm
uh,
surprised.
it's like, yeah, go ahead, go play with Apple while I just rip people's face apart here.
That's
And
right.
just take off. Wow. Apple, you're embarrassing me. Come on. Let's go. Man. Suddenly, I told you guys, AMD has become a great trader. Great trader. Look at
You
the
called it
fifth.
this morning, Carlos.
Yeah.
It
Banner, you want me to look at
was impressive.
the 15-minute on Apple? I'm sure it's gonna look probably horrible. Bigger time. His price not doing anything. What's my 15-minute chart? Do I have one here? Here it is. Actually not that bad. I mean, this looks bullish to me, right? If you're trading a 15-minute breakout, you probably are in long here for a 15-minute breakout. Actually, this does look bullish. Like if I see it and I had to pick a decision here, I'll say bullish. But again, we're struggling. This 220 area has 220.37. It's been a tough spot. But I like the 15-minute. If I'm sitting here long, which I am, I like the look of this right now. So yeah, kind of happy with this. And if you look at the 5-minute, which we have here, because we are doing the onboarding class on Monday. If you guys join as a member, you get to hang out with us in the onboarding class. And people are asking about the 5-minute RB, and it can work up to an hour, right? So if you're sitting here on a 5-minute RB and you're using this area, you could play this for a breakout right now too, right? So let's see if we can get that going. So let's see. Let's see if we can slowly climb higher. We get to 220.37 again. I'm going to take another partial up there. AMD finally showing some blood, showing some red here. This thing is awesome. Rip Trader, did you took this one, I believe. You texted, actually used one that told me to look at AMD. You took that one long. So nice. David Harris, you have Hood. David, let's see what we got going on here, David. Yeah, Hood broke out nicely here. Did you trade it? How did you trade this one? If you did take a trade on this thing. Ravi, you in Hood as well? A lot of you guys trading Hood. Okay. All right, good. Nice. Look at Hood's daily. If you look at Hood's daily, it has a lot of movement, man. Look at the all the way to the bottom here, 97 up to 110 on this resistance here. It's been moving. It really has.
Yep.
And again, I can't. Every time I look at this daily, I can't always not bring this up. So you guys heard from me from a lot of times already. The stock was $35 in April. I mean, talk about a run here. It's just unreal.
Well, as expected, the numbers came out, didn't really do much. The wholesale inventories came out just 1/10 of a point off of where they were expected to at 0.1% versus 0.2. So I don't know, maybe this market pulled down is because wholesale inventories were lower. I don't know. It seems like a good thing. Inventories are lower. That means that people are buying things, right? The inventory is not building up. So.
All right, Apple back down again. We're just not getting the run. I'm getting a partial and then right back down. So I'm willing to hang out here. Kevin, welcome to the Lambos and garbage trucks, man. Right now we're looking at Apple being a little bit garbage. I'll give you the garbage truck right there. There's our garbage truck for Apple. My goodness. Like, just give us what we need. Kevin, good to see you, man. Long time member. I remember your name. You've been with us for a while, man. Glad to have you on the members chat here. So, love it, love it. I'm going to get out of Apple. This thing is pure garbage. We made a little money on it on this partial. We gave almost basically everything back, and we lost in the first one here as well. So we're just red on it. We're slightly red. We didn't get a great breakout, unfortunately. And now that I'm out of it, it's probably gonna go to like 235. So that's usually how the stocks work. Also watching SMCI back to VWAP. No, yeah, there was some great moves, man. It's just I was not in it today. What happened to SMCI? Why do I got these weird candles here? What is this? Is this didn't get halted? No way it got halted, did it? No. Let me refresh. Let's go back to SMCI. Why is it doing that? That is a halt. Did it get? No, it didn't get halted, right? No, I think it's just me. Let me. Here, do you see that on SMCI?
SMCI? No, it's still
These
moving.
lines. You don't have these lines here. Okay, so it's me.
No.
All right, let's log in again. Let's just close it out. 1 second, guys. Close on my platform. Reopen here. All right. Dash Trader Pro and SMCI. Ah, we're back. Okay. That was weird. Data got funky. I have the same DAS, but not on a CS. What is CS? What does that mean? CS. Christian, good morning, man. Good to see you. Maddie is okay on TRS. Yeah, I think it was just the charts. It's back to normal now. I think just the data didn't load properly. I think it happens a lot to me too because again I'm switching. When we're doing the pre-market show, I'm switching through so many charts back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I think sometimes it just gets funky.
At AMD, man,
it's on a tear, man. Bit of a pullback and right back to it.
Well, I know, and I tried to go short on the pullback, and then it was just I could see it not willing to drop, so I got out again.
So Milo, what is the Lambos and garbage truck? So we created this membership. It's a YouTube membership thing, right? You become a member, you support the channel, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna be doing giveaways specifically for members of the YouTube channel. And aside from that, you're gonna get early releases. So if Andrew does any kind of videos, you get the early release, you get it first. Plus recaps. We're gonna get Andrew to do some recaps there specifically for members, right? So of the YouTube. So we'll do some recaps there. I'm gonna try to also we will get moderators to do recaps as well. So they'll be there for members. So like for example, we'll get Thor, we'll get Paris, Gary, myself. We'll do recaps for the members there. And I think that just provide some value to the members of the BBT for supporting the channel. So that's what it's all about. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, man. We're building it as we go now. So join. It's at $4.99 a month. It's not a lot, It's you could just join and forget it's there, be part of the group, and it should be a lot of fun, man. Should be a lot of fun. Now, important is the donation. Yes, advance the donation. This is important. The donation is still on, and we are a little bit less than halfway through our goal. Let me get you guys the information here. As you guys know, for this month, we're donating to the Kids Children Cancer Foundation, and we're looking to
now
do $3,000 on this. So let's see.
Okay. So I am short AMD, as you could imagine. Don't short a strong stock, right? Except for Peter. That's what Peter
Oh,
does.
yeah, yeah.
So you can see here, I try to short. You can see I sort of stopped myself at a break even. I got short. Not, am I afraid of the highs? Hell no. Hell no. I will short any high. So got a partial, got two partials now, and we'll see if we get lower or if we get stopped out. I've moved my stop. Actually, I may move it a couple of cents down below. My entry is actually 172.24. So, and it's looking toppy. Chilly vlog. Time to short AMD. I agree with you. Oh, look, Nav. See, you guys are calling my trades now. Look, you know what I'm about. I will agree with you. It is time to short AMD. Oops.
Okay, I just added the fundraiser to our YouTube, to this video. Again, it just boggles my mind why such a big company wouldn't automatically just include it in every video that we do, right? Just include the fundraiser that we're doing, right? So, or have an option including every video, or let me manually select, right? So this is kind of like the Apple thing, like close all browsers. What's the deal with that? Just because Samsung has close all browsers, you don't want to have close all browsers, which makes perfect sense, right? They have it like hidden under some menus. This is stuff that kind of pisses me off, man. It's like, make it easy for people. But here it is, friends. Guys, thank you so much. A lot of you guys have donated already, but there it is. You go to the bottom of our channel, hit the thumbs up, by the way, over on YouTube. I'll do the same here. There we go. We're on the same party. But yeah, fundraiser, guys. We're giving to children with cancer this month. We have 23 days left. We're sitting at 1,256, and we want to raise $3,000. So thank you guys for that. Have donated. Again, the key here is not to think you have to donate a lot. Donate what you can afford. That's the biggest donation you can ever make, is what you can afford, right? So thank you guys. Really appreciate it. All right, Peter, you're still in short here, AMD.
You bet.
How are we looking? All right.
Well, it's bouncing back a little bit, so we'll see. Not unexpected. If you're going to short the highs, you got to expect it to come back, and it might, it's the usual on these trades.
Yeah.
It might stop me out, or I might get a beautiful move all the way down to VWAP, and those are my big money making trades. So
Yeah.
far,
Yeah.
I've already made back all of my risk. It's a nice green trade. If it stops me out, so be it.
Yeah. I am
That's the
out
way
of
it goes.
Apple,
So.
and you're saying Apple a better short. It's now is looking like a better short. Yes, below the VWAP. Above the VWAP, not so much, but now below the VWAP does look actually rather interesting. But it's not strong enough for me to take a short here. As far as the signal's not strong enough. I could be wrong, but I I think we'll find something
I
better.
agree, Carlos. It
Yeah,
doesn't
find
look
something better.
super weak. If it
Yeah,
did, it would have hit VWAP and just kept going. So,
right, right.
in my opinion.
Um, nope, I'm with you 100% on this one. Let's take a look at Nvidia pulling back below the VWAP. That was a strong reversal from the highs. Pretty aggressive there. INTC, nothing, and the volume is just dying down pretty nicely now. NVO is on my secondary list. Nothing here. NBIS.
Oh,
Nothing.
oh.
All right. Don't short Apple before 10:30. What do you know that we don't know? Fill us in.
Well,
I like
10:30
that.
is a time every day that I do watch because I call it the reversal time, right? And
Yeah, yeah.
it often happens.
But
So
the
we'll
the
see.
issue with Apple though, it hasn't. For example, like AMD, yes, reversal. You're looking for this. Nvidia, let
Yeah.
me see. Nvidia already reversed. SMCI, I think popped up. Another one, it's already at VWAP. But Apple didn't really go anywhere, so it doesn't really have a reversal here. Now, can it still drop after 10:30? Yes, but there's not a reversal play on Apple anytime soon because it's not extended long or short from the VS. So again, my take on it: can it drop after 10:30? Absolutely, but it's just chop. And this reminds me of, again, we had a great blowout day yesterday on Apple. It was just awesome, and I didn't even get nowhere near the entire move that some of you guys got, even Andrew, like from the open all the way to the highs. I got like a middle section of it, which is still great. But this reminds me of what Apple trades like when it's not hasn't been in play over the last couple of days. This is what it's been doing. So you have not seen it on our list because of this. So they got little action yesterday, volume today, and nothing really happening. PLTR, man, yes, looking good. Nice breakout. Another one that you can add to a possible reversal later down the line. You know?
Oh my God. Wow.
Did you survive? Is AMD heading back? Oh, good. Peters, please tell me you're still in it.
Yeah, this might be an
Nice.
example where my aggressive entry just saved me. You can see there, it
Nice.
came up within a few cents of my stop, and I'm still hanging in. And wow,
That is awesome, man. Let's see if we can get that continuation. Roy,
come
agree.
on,
Apple's
let's
a
go,
trader's
AMD.
nightmare, especially today. It wasn't yesterday. We were all glorifying it yesterday. Today
Mm,
is it's a nightmare for sure.
Come on, let's go, AMD. Let's drop. You had a nice good
Mm.
run. Now you're tired. Go rest at VWAP. Go catch your breath.
PLTR, AMD.
I don't know
Today's
whether I'm being
Thursday.
stubborn
Wow.
at not taking another partial here. I want it to go lower. It's
Oh,
here we go. Come on.
yeah. I think your thought process
Here we go.
is
Come
good
on.
here. Get that
I'm at my
breakout. Yeah,
dollar.
breakdown.
Yeah. There we go. I want it. I'd love to get below 171. I think at
Mm-hmm.
this point, if it comes back up to my $1 mark, I might take a partial. I see the orders building at 171, so that could be good for it to move down. I just don't like how it's bouncing here. I'm gonna take
Yeah.
some off here just in case. Just in case. See, there you go. We're getting a pop. Good decision on the partial, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Just
Good call. Good call on the partial. Oh.
sometimes you just have to watch that level too and see the price action, right? Despite the fact that I was seeing the orders build on the bid, it just was, there was definitely some buying ahead of it. So look at this. Is it going to aggressively come all the way back up and stop me? Wow. Maybe not. We'll see.
That is interesting headline here. Putin and Trump plan to meet as the U.S.
Hmm.
pushes to include Zelensky. Come on now, these guys are at war. You're gonna bring them
Yeah.
together into a room? That's how about
Well,
let Trump and
got
Putin
to
meet
talk it out.
first, and then maybe say something else. Right? Like, don't let the initial meeting be all three. That could be awkward. Could be a
Well, Trump, like, is always fancied himself as someone who can broker deals. So I
yeah,
suppose if he can in this case, it would be fantastic. There's certainly been a lot of back and forth here over this
yeah.
whole situation. So on all three sides. So
Yeah, this war, man. Hopefully they can
that's
figure it out. Milo, welcome to the gang, my friend. To Lambos and garbage trucks. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for being a
there you
member.
go.
Welcome, welcome.
Indeed. I'm still hanging in here. AMD once again came close to my stop. I'm feeling pretty lucky here with where my entry was, because twice now it's
Yeah,
saved me.
Apple did end
But
up selling down as well here,
yeah,
so
it might yet stop me out. Oh, it's getting close now.
just a long no. Man, AMD is strong, man. AMD. I mean, doesn't mean you can't short like Peter did, and Peter shorted it right. He got his move. Um, so again, the overall move today might be long, but you can still find opportunities where it comes back to VWAP and then it bounces from there again, right? So, um, we're looking for short moves, and when we can get a nice continuation, it's awesome.
Yeah, you have to
Did
be
it make?
careful. This is a
Yeah, did it
dangerous
make a
type
new
of
high,
trade.
Peter? Your trade didn't make a new high there, so that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I mean, it's this trade, I'll admit, is not for the faint of heart. It's because
Yeah,
I mean, I'm going against the strong movement of the stock, right? So I have to acknowledge I could get stopped out at any time.
yeah.
And if I'm reading the price action right, I should at least get an initial move down so I'm not at risk. But and you know, usually I'm pretty good at that, but it does mean, like you guys are seeing, I get stopped out a lot, right? Like my initial trade, I got the move down and came right back up, and I said, okay, I'm out. In this case, I was
Mm-hmm.
lucky. It has not yet challenged my entry point. So it's close though. It's close. It just takes one little pop here, and this thing is going to stop me out. So
Yeah,
I hope
yeah.
it doesn't, but I'm seeing the orders build now on the ask. There it is. Okay, so look at that. See, I got filled pretty poorly. Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah.
Glad I see. I put my fill at 172.22, and I actually got filled at 172.20, almost 27. So it's a good 5 cent slippage. Here we go. AMD's going higher.
Mm.
All right.
Let's
Well,
see.
I'm out. Let's see what else is happening here. Back to
Yeah,
Nvidia.
yeah, yeah.
Nvidia is just hanging around VWAP. AMD is actually the more interesting trade right now.
Apple eventually. I'm surprised how well Apple actually ended up selling off here. Um, Pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's only 10:30. It's only 10:21. I feel like I've been trading all day. Oh
Well,
boy, oh boy. I
some
feel like I've been
days feels
trading
like
all.
that.
Yeah, it does. It does. All right, beautiful sell-off on Apple. SMCI also selling down from the VWAP. Tesla, I don't know what to think of it, hitting the VWAP and coming back down here. And that's pretty much it, friends. Right, team, man. This is a very long day of hard work, man. This 1 hour here is I'm ready to go back to bed. HR hitting a couple of keys. I see. And what else we have? What do you guys are in? I'm just looking at your comments, see what you guys are in, because I don't see anything I love right now.
Yeah. Crocs has gone dead. Hims doesn't look that interesting. DKNG didn't end up doing anything. Even PLTR, it went higher eventually, Carlos, but it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the way it did it. Doesn't look all that great.
Yeah. Unless you got in here, like this would have been possibly my entry. I wasn't looking at it when it was doing this
Yeah.
thing. This would have been a long for me here for sure. This would have definitely been a long. Just that's the setup there. VR breakout, and you get the kind of pullback. We try to get the VR breakout here, didn't work. We stopped that. It looked really good here. But yeah. Then after that, I don't see how you again. how you enter this, it's a little bit tougher at that point. Apple, Gray Shore, Tesla. I know a lot of you guys were looking at Hood. Ravi and some other ones were looking at Hood today. And it looks like it wants to head back up towards the high of the day. So this thing is just, again, from the open at 807, hitting its high. It's almost 112 here. It's just insane.
Wow. One of the stocks I was watching for earnings, AppLovin, APP, started calmly, but moved up in the last little bit.
It's these stocks, Peter, with that get no volume, right? They don't get heavy volume, but they when they get in this trend, man, they just go. We see it a lot, but again, it's so difficult to read the price action, and level 2 is non-existent. Like, you're not gonna get anything from level 2 when the volume is so light like this. At least I don't, right? For the way I look at the stocks.
Right.
I mean, look at this level 2 is dead. Like, what are you gonna get from here? We're trading a couple of 100 orders here and there. Oh, now you're seeing 444, but for the most part, it's pretty dead. So it's hard to read. But yeah, it's a monster move. Sure is. It sure is.
AppLovin. I sort of like the name of the company, but it's just a funny name. How many software engineers do you think went home and their parents said, "So, have you found a job after university?" And they're like, "Yes. Yeah, Mom, I'm working for a tech company." "Oh, what's it called?" "AppLovin." "Oh, come on, son. When are you going to get a real job?"
Yeah.
But I suppose there was some of that if you early days, if you said, "Where do you work?" "I work at Google." Google?
Oh
What
yeah,
is a
I'm
Google?
sure you got.
Come
Yeah,
on.
it's actually even a funnier name than AppLovin. Google. We're just used to it now, but that's you told anybody you work at Google.
Exactly, but
what do you do? You do baby toys? What do you do? Baby toys? What do you do? What's Google? Google Gaga?
Like I remember hearing it back, a long time ago now, of course, and I thought this is a ridiculous name, but now we're so used to it.
Man,
I think about it. And hey, if you were there in the early days of Google, well, you're very rich now.
Oh yeah. Nobody's Google Gaga getting on your account, that's for sure. That's not happening. Spies tanking. That could be the reason why we're seeing some stuff taking a little bit of a dive here. Yeah, look at Spies going south. South. All right. You're short with Peter? Or you're telling Peter you're short? Oh, you're asking if Peter's short again. Yeah. Might actually break down now, and it's just because the SPY might just be helping it here. So.
Yeah, AMD. Wasn't sure about the topping pattern right there. So.
Oh, Sam, no, I'm not tempted to trade these tickers for the most part. So it's not a big I know they can trend and give you an amazing move, but again, it's hard to predict. Like, right, we're making decisions and predicting, okay, what's the next couple of minutes going to look like as far as the price action. So I find it very difficult to do that, but constantly we see these stocks just take off, and well, they don't take off, they just grind in that direction very nicely. Shagan, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Shagan Dali, wow. Welcome to the Lambos and garbage trucks, man. Should we run like the truck every time somebody joins? I think we should feel like we gotta do some kind of celebration. So we'll figure something out. So thank you, man. Thank you for joining. A lot of fun stuff coming your way. Remember, tomorrow Andrew's running a giveaway for just the members for a membership. right? And then towards the closer to December, we're gonna do a giveaway. He's gonna invite someone completely free to the Thailand retreat that we're having. So, um, looking forward to that. That should be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of fun. All right, friends. Bob, welcome to the gang, my friend. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you, Bob, in the building. Right, it's the name, right? Lambos and garbage truck. I mean, it explains everything. You know, we have stocks that look great, like Apple yesterday is Lambo stock, and then we have Apple today, which is garbage or other stocks that are not trading well. So yeah, it fits right in. Fits right in. And we're gonna put some videos together for you guys on that also. So look forward to a lot to come on that membership. Peter in the truck and Carlos. We could take turns. Some days I'll drive the truck, the garbage truck. Peter drives the Lambo, and then we'll switch it up. We could take turns. Oh man. Here, friends. Here's how you could join. For those that are asking me, right over here, you see the join button, right? So you click on join, and this allows you to join the YouTube membership. But again, make sure you try to do it. If you're gonna join, try to do it today. So then tomorrow, I want to make sure we get everybody for the giveaway, right? If you're doing the giveaway, I don't want it to like you. If you do it last minute, you might not be included. And I would hate for that to happen. So not forcing you to join because I hate that. Oh, you got to do it now. 5 tickets left. I don't like that crap. That's never true, right? You call up and they have hundreds of thousands of tickets left. It's never 5 tickets left. But I want the timing to make sure it works. I think YouTube could be a little delay. So like if we run it tomorrow and then you're joining and then it might not catch the program, I don't want that delay to happen to you. So if you're thinking, hey, I'm going to do it tomorrow, just do it now so you don't have that issue. But again, no pressure. There'll be tons of stuff. No pressure at all. Now, Mo, welcome. Welcome, man.
But no
welcome,
pressure.
welcome. No, yeah, no pressure. Because it's
I was on
you
mute
know.
this whole time. I didn't realize.
Oh, you was? I don't like that salesy type. This is the last one. Okay, I don't want it. Call me when you have more. Like, what? It's never the last one. It's never this, never that, you know?
AMD.
It's like
Tesla's sort of chopping here. AMD looks like it's also chopping in a zone. It might be,
yeah.
it might have been another short here. 172.50. Oh well. If it
Trader
is,
Alex, welcome.
none of the
Sharon, welcome. Welcome, guys. Really appreciate it. We're gonna build a nice membership here of community. We'll do something awesome. All right, today might end up being a red day for me. We got some partials on Apple, but we didn't get the oomph, you know? We didn't get the to go. I ordered Andrew's new book. Looking forward to it. Oh, Sam, that is perfect. Perfect, man. I gotta order mine as well.
Here's Andrew's new book. There's the link.
You got it, Peter?
Yeah.
Oh, you got the Amazon link. Yeah, gotcha. Yep. Yep, there's the link. Get his book and leave a nice review. An honest review. Honest review is more important because he does hear your feedback. He does. Awesome, guys. Thank you for the support there and joining it. Appreciate you guys. And just we'll get something going here. Andrew and Brian will be up next. We'll see how they traded today. My trading was Yes, it was great today. It was so. Peter, you ended up with some green trades here. Quick partials.
Yep.
On AMD, right?
Nothing really big. I didn't manage to get anything to run for me, but a little trade on Tesla that I took right at the open or just after the open, and then AMD took 2 tries at it. So yeah,
Matthew,
that's about it so far, but it's okay. This is not a bad position for me to be in because again, the bigger trades for me often happen. later in the morning,
Yeah.
early afternoon.
How many members we have in garbage and Lambos and garbage truck? Not a lot. It's a very small group. It's less than 25. So when we do the drawing tomorrow, your chances are pretty high.
Chances are pretty
Yesterday,
good. Yeah.
yeah, yesterday was less. Yesterday we only had like 15. It was even less. So
Yeah.
and Sahar won yesterday. So shout out to her. Congrats. And yeah, so these are very good chances to win. Looks like Andrew's coming over. Let me start getting this thing going
He
here.
is. He
Turn
said he
on the
was. That's pretty
volume.
nice.
Yep. Get the stream going. So, easy transition.
All right. Good morning, everybody on
Good
YouTube.
morning, Andrew. How you doing?
Morning,
Good morning.
Andrew.
How are you doing, guys?
Good.
Awesome.
Everybody had a great day or no?
Yes,
Horrible
I
day
did.
for me. Horrible day.
Ah, nice. Nice, nice. Welcome, Brett, to Lambos and Garbage Truck. So the Lambos and Garbage Truck are gonna get a special draw for membership. And let me share also my screen. And also, we're going to give one free Thailand retreat, which we're finalizing the dates very soon for anyone who is supporting our YouTube live and channel.
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome. So trading day for me was really nice. So obviously, I have only stocks and bond position, which is doing pretty good. Thank you for anyone who's responsible for this all-time high. I don't know if it's Mr. President, whoever.
Yes.
And trading day was, we did a really nice trade on NVDA or NVDL, which is a 2 times leverage of NVDA for the break of all-time high. NVDA did another all-time high. AMD was a really nice trade at the open. Obviously, I missed the big move on AMD today. I know, Peter, you tried to short it. Brian did a really nice trade. And Apple was very frustrating. I know, Carlos, you were also trading Apple. It was really, really, really frustrating. So that was a loss. So that was pretty decent for me. Quickly, if I want to do the recap, NVIDIA was gapping up. Obviously, all-time high was what at a 183.26, 25, something like that. I don't know exact accurate number would be. And what did we see on NVIDIA was, a 1 minute bullish engulfing at the open. So obviously, you could trade it for a 1 minute win range breakup all the way up to this level, which is all-time high. And you could trade NVIDIA, you could trade call options of NVIDIA, for example, 180 or 182, for example, a little bit out of the money, 182 for tomorrow. That would be really amazing, big move, probably moving 10% or something. Or you can just go with the leverage ETF that they have created for you, is exactly the same. So you go long, you sell, and then you add more, and you go. That's actually was 2 trades, but essentially there was no point to getting out of it. So that would be a really good place to add. And you see, boom, really nice move up. And again, keep an eye on my chart. I'm going to switch from NVIDIA to NVDA and see the chart exactly equal. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Exactly the same. Exactly the same. Obviously, NVIDIA is a different price and different movement, but the pattern is exactly the same. So that's why you can do this leverage product intraday. In a daily chart, they're different, but in intraday is exactly the same. And the mandate of these leverage the ETFs, like either 2 or 3, are they follow the price action intraday exactly with a certain leverage, and they do it with options, with swaps. The algos that they're doing, the fund manager has the obligation to make sure that it's exactly the same. And yeah, that's pretty good for me. Really nice trading day. This week was amazing for me. I know Brian had an amazing short at the open on Crocs.
Yeah.
Right at the open, that was a really nice drop, Brian. And then go over your trades.
Yeah, yeah, it was amazing. It was looking really weak at the open. And actually don't usually take a trade before the open, but I shorted it before the open. And yeah, in 2 minutes it dropped like $6 or $7. So I was I was surprised how much it actually did drop. So took that one. That was probably that was my best trade of the day.
Yeah, so that was really amazing. One thing is that, guys, we noticed that if you are this draw that we're doing on YouTube is one of the rules that I think is pretty fair is that for the people who are not a member. So if you are, for example, a member that you have 1 year membership or you have a lifetime membership, then I mean this draw is really for the people who introduce them, bring them to the club. So we've had a couple of traders in the last, I don't know, 6 months that we are running this, that they were already a member. So if you're a member already, don't, I think it's just not come to the draw. So let the people who are not a member, get exposure to the community. Like I have no problem giving, extra year of membership to people, but the point is to encourage, the members who are on the verge to do that. Does it make sense? Is that a rule that we should have, or we should just completely ignore it and give it to everybody? Like, I don't know, we can make it, decision altogether. What do you think, Carlos? Like,
I agree. I mean, we could do something like that, and because then we lose that draw to a possible person that can join the community. You know, so
that's
yeah, I
exactly
think
what I was thinking. Yeah, sorry. That was exactly what I was thinking, that, we lose that draw that's to someone that, could, um, if that makes sense with the people like in the chat room, because the YouTube people, I don't know, you're not gonna pay $1 and join us. So I might as well do this for you guys. So, but for the Thailand, I'm gonna do one for the members of Lambo and Garbage Truck because you guys are supporting our channel really nice. And that Thailand would be open to everybody. So even if you're in the chat room, you can come be a member of Lambo and Garbage Truck, and then we can do that. Or what about this one? What about, for example, draw for the Lambo and Garbage Truck could be for anybody, including the members. But the other draw, that is, if you're a member, then no, we give it only to the non-members. How's that? Is that probably better?
yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so we do 2 draws every week. One for the Lambo and Garbage Trucks. That could be for anybody, including members. The other draw is only for those who are not a member. And then for the Thailand, let me fix the prices, land the dates, and see, making sure that we know the capacity exactly. It's also the private room this time. In Colombia, we shared the rooms, but this one is private. And I think the price is very reasonable. What I was thinking was maybe $2,000 per person, everything included, or $3,000 for 2 people, because the additional person doesn't really cost much because the room they share. So, if you're bringing wife, partner, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, then, you're already sharing a room with that person. So, and then, yeah, I can give one free to one of our supporters. Any question about the trades that we did? Brian, do you want to talk about any of your trades? I know you did AMD, part of this rally you got.
Yeah. Well, it just I mean AMD was just a breakout. It was kind of a um, ascending triangle pattern, just and it just looked really, really strong. So, it pulled back a few times and it just kept getting buyers. So on the second time it pulled back to the VWAP and then kept getting buyers again. So that's why when it started to break out, it just went long on that one. Other than that, Nvidia was another nice opening range breakout trade. Yeah, so it was a pretty decent day overall. And then I did do a quick scalp on SPX puts when the SPY started to lose R3, so it started to break down later in the morning there around 10:05. So other than that, yeah, it wasn't looking like a great morning, but it turned out to be quite good. So guys, Andrew's book is available if you haven't checked it out yet.
Yeah. So one thing is that, honestly, in the last couple of months, I was really busy with publishing a book, and then Trading Terminal had a lot of issues with, we hired a couple of new people, and we changed the team, and then Trading Terminal in the next 2 weeks, I think, reaches to a really nice place. We have the hotkeys releasing very soon. The order entry had some issues because the orders were not getting filled or anything, which we're gonna probably release it tomorrow. We'll fix all the order entries. And we started the book map as well. So, and the goal is by 2 months we release it to production. There's a really good group, very good German groups are working on it. So I'm very hopeful on that. And the next thing that I have, I think Trading Terminal also, the journaling is releasing it, and it reaches to a really good point. My next challenge for me as a person, I think, would be maybe expand their YouTube show to something like Trader TV Live, some more, better production. And I was thinking of actually moving out of Vancouver for that, because for that, I probably need to be in the Eastern time zone. I was thinking of moving to Montreal or Toronto for some time and just establish a studio there and then be on an Eastern time zone, because I can't do it from here. Having a really good production of YouTube, maybe a full studio and a couple of more traders, anchors, news, maybe executive producer or something like that. Montreal is nice. I like Montreal. It's the vibe of European vibe. So I might actually go maybe in fall, live in Montreal for 1 month, maybe get a penthouse or something and see how I feel the vibe. If not, Toronto. Yeah, I would love that. Maybe we just to hire a couple of people from the community to help Carlos and Peter at the open. So, multiple camera, maybe 6 traders moving from, and then maybe anchors, breaking news, that type of thing. So ramp up the production of our YouTube, because I have a lot of money I can invest in it, and I have a passion in it. And I think it's a natural, good progression of a community, because, I don't know, I don't have any other big project in my life. I got to do something. So it would be the things that we're building for Trading Terminal would be exactly like Bookmap. Obviously, the name has to be different because it's trademarked. The visualization, you're using some technology to get the NASDAQ total view and then, to visualize it on the browser. So obviously, it would be a browser-based application. I was thinking of calling it maybe Order Map or Order Book. You have to see if it's available, something like that. Trade map is interesting. Heat map is interesting. Yeah, these are really nice names. Yeah, you can have multiple book map. Potentially, you can have up to 2 book map. Again, the problem with the browser-based applications is that you're limited to the memory of the browser. If you put too much on it, your memory crashes. Like, for example, if you want to have like 4 charts and 4 or 5 book map at the same time, then the browser cannot process all of that. Then you need a Windows-based application like DAS, or even Bookmap itself is a Windows-based application. There are advantages to that, and there are disadvantages. The browser-based obviously is much easier to work with, and the disadvantage is you're pretty limited on the processing of your applications. So we'll see how it goes. But I don't plan to build a trading platform. Like, I don't plan to become like DAS or TWS, because they're really amazing platforms are there. My plan is to build something very light for education, for introduction, for testing, for funded accounts. And then when we train traders in a way that they know exactly what to expect and how to do it, then they're graduating to whatever platform and broker that they want to have, and then they're just on their own.
Interesting price action on the SPY. We started to put in a bottom there and finally broke through the 9 EMA and went up to the 20 and like immediately they just slammed into the bid there and just sold it like crazy. So nice example of a 920 trade. So we're down. SPY is actually looking like it might go red on the day.
Yeah, SPY definitely is going to go red. Is bonds are rallying. Bond market is good. Bonds are going up. That's good. Yields are going down. Guys, thank you so much for all the feedbacks on the real-time simulator. We got so many amazing feedbacks from the traders. And again, I hope that we start the Funder account free for everybody by August 18, unless we see a huge issue. But there's a lot of issues with the order entry, limit order, market orders, but they're going to be fixed hopefully by tomorrow. We're going to deploy it to production today. And again, you have another week to test it out. And if it's ready by August 18th, and then with hotkeys, we're going to really see toward the end of things, all buying power, fixed risk, all the Kyle hotkeys and everything we're building. So it would be a really nice, cute little simulator. Obviously, it's not as sophisticated as DAS, but I think it's good enough to, as a low-cost funded challenge. Like you don't need $1,000. You just need $59. So if you blow up, you can do it again. So, I see in funded account, a lot of our traders are blow up in the first month or so, and then they already paid for a really amazing platform for another 2 months. And it's shame. So now you can actually, continue practicing and see what real trading is. Yeah, anyone who's joining, and this is only for the people who just joined until August 18. And after until August 18, then I probably have to put a cost for it. So if you sign up now, and again, that's a token of appreciation for testing out our platform. Thanks, Tariff. My goal is to make sure that people don't blow up accounts too easily. Like our goal is, again, my success of, I think, books and our platform and our community is not at how many people are making money, but how many people do not try trading. I think I see it in that way. Like if for example, from every 100 people who come to our trading community and our education, 70 of them and say, hey, it's not for me, this is really, and leave, I think that's a very success for our community, because they saved 70 people from themselves, from this financial war that is designed to take your money. That 30 people, obviously there is not 100% success in that. Maybe from that 30 people, the success of our community, I think, is about 30%, 40%, which is a really good number compared to 90% failure that the industry has. So I think that's success. So for the funded account, you just need to have a trading terminal account, a monthly account, which is $59, and that's it. You can have that. That's it. And again, if you have enough people supporting trading terminal by their monthly subscription, then we can add more data on it. Like we can add full ARCA book in there. Because the issue with these, like total view is pretty good. It's enough because most of the exchanges are there. So you can get a really good visualization of how orders are moving for the market. But the issue with adding new exchanges like ARCA is they give you a big pump of monthly fee. They usually charge you like $10,000 per month and then charge you per user. Like for example, if I have 1,000 user in trading terminal, and $10,000 extra per month is only $10 per user. So it's okay if you have like $99 per month, so $10, and then they charge you like $15 or $20 per user. They would distribute from that. But if you have only 100 user, then one additional cost. Usually they're like that, like they pump up, big monthly, and then after that you can scale. Yeah, we're getting also CME as well. I think what we're doing, another project that we're doing is right now is the TradingView library completely with the stocks and futures in real time. And because our real-time simulator is really nice and very simple, but a lot of people like charting. I like chartings in TradingView. So all the indicators, all the nice graphic visualization that TradingView has, there's nothing really beats it. So we're gonna build that one as we're gonna build it in there. So one of our actually traders, Pierre Pablo, he's one of our traders in the community. He's also a programmer. He took that job. So he said, I can do it. I have experience. So, I hired him to do that job. So all the Thor's indicator, cam, and everything is going to be in there. So you have a new tab, charting, TradingView, everything. So if you have already paying for TradingView, you can move it to here. Yeah, I think the the funded account rules would be similar to funded account in DAS, the one that we are running. And again, I see that, a lot of people unfortunately make some big mistakes and lose their funded account, and that's pretty expensive. So you're paying for an expensive platform for 3 months, and you blow up in the first 2 weeks, then it's kind of shame.
Spies flirting with PDC just keeps bouncing off there.
So the $59 per month for trading terminal does include Bookmap, which is essentially the level 2 Nasdaq Total View for the people who sign up now. But when we launched it, I have to increase the price to $99 because Nasdaq is charging $20 per user. So that means that I have to pass on that cost to the users. But if you sign up now, in 2 months when we launch the Bookmap and level 2, then your grandfather that $59. So I absorb that $20 myself because you're testing it out. I mean, there's a big value in the beta users, early users, especially the ones that are willing to pay even. Essentially like an early investors. So if you sign up now, in 2 months when I launch Bookmap and with Nasdaq Total View, your grandfather that price. But from then, I have to increase the price to $99. So the August 18 is that we actually reset all the buying powers to $50,000, and then we you can't change it, and then the real trading starts, and then after 3 months we see how much you made or how much you lost. That's the August 18th. So you have to sign up before that. How much? And again, you get 1 week for free as well to try it out. How much time did it take to write the new book? That book was started like almost 3 years ago, but I wasn't really putting a lot of attention on it. And then Crede, she came to me and said, "Hey, do you want to publish a book?" And I said, "Well, actually, as a matter of fact, I have a book, a trade book. So I have this book, and I haven't finished it." So she said, "Okay, I'll write the psychology chapter on that." And I said, "Okay, awesome. So let's do the psychology chapter." And she wrote the psychology chapter. I wrote the rest of the chapters, and we co-authored it together. And I think it has been a very, very successful things. A lot of people actually like. If Carlos, you go full screen, yeah. So her chapter is really nice on mental age. So, and again, thank you for your support, guys. I really appreciate for the people who read our books and write the honest reviews on Amazon. I personally read all the reviews myself. No, just trading terminal is fine for me. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Right.
I was just going to say for the 3 books that I've written, you basically it took about a year by the time you go write the book, go through all the editing process, come up with a design for the cover and do the audio and everything else. It's about a year. So it's a big investment in time.
Yeah, and then you don't make that much money. The real, winner is the Amazon itself. Like they charge you 40% of the royalty, and they already make a killing on the printing cost. So printing this book cost them $1, but they charge you $15 for printing. So they make a killing on the printing cost. And then from the royalty that you make, whatever is left over, they take another 40% of it. Like, fuck off. But they have monopoly. That's how monopoly is. However, I love it. Like, I enjoy it. This book is actually very sophisticated. I did use editing as part of ChatGPT. So I used to be a human editor to edit it. Still, there is a human editor looked at it, but a lot of paragraphs and stuff helped me with ChatGPT to edit it as a grammar and stuff. And then Brian and I have a really, really good editor, like a world-class New York Times bestseller editor that goes through everything for consistency, figures, charts, a lot of things. And this one is a very sophisticated book. There is a lot of figures in there. You can actually download the figures in tradingterminal.com/tradebook. There's a lot of figures. There's a lot of details in this. So that takes a lot of time for me.
All right, I think we got Thor coming on.
Yeah, so Thor is
man.
ready. So any question, guys, for Trading Terminal, just email to mike@bearbletraders.com or andrew@bearbletraders.com, and we just review it. We try to understand what's the issue, and if you have a screenshot or video, send it to us, and then we put it into our Jira boards for our developers quickly working on it. I think by the next 2 weeks, before August 18, there will be a lot of these small little details like going to be fixed. And the hotkeys, I hope that hotkeys are launched by August 18. If not, maybe 1 week after, we're going to, have all the hotkeys as well, like buying based on buying power, partialing based on percentage and everything. Perfect. So thank you so much.
Right.
And
Good.
if there's any question, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Or just email me directly, andrew@bearbletraders.com. I'm also in all social media. And also, I love to stay in touch in LinkedIn, guys. So this is my LinkedIn, and I have only one LinkedIn, Bearable Traders. And I love to stay in touch with you guys on LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn because you get to see the career and life of a lot of our traders as well. So I want to see where you're coming from. What are you doing? I love that. So that would be super nice to stay in touch with you guys in LinkedIn as well. All right. Ciao, ciao, guys. And Thor is here, buddy.
Ciao, everybody.
Hey, good to see you, boss. Good to see everybody out there. I don't actually have a LinkedIn, so maybe I should make one of those one of these days, huh? I'm just like, how many
Yeah, you should.
socials do I need? You know what I mean? It's just like, hold on, I'm gonna reshare because I see a black on my screen here. So whenever I see that happen, there we go. It always means it's not going to come through. Carlos, I'm learning, buddy. I'm anticipating the moments.
That's how it goes, baby. The more we do this,
you like that? You like that?
Yeah.
That's how we do. So good to see everybody out there in YouTube landia. What a fun session we had yesterday, huh? I kind of teased everybody a little bit on, we did have, I did get on schedule our winner from the drawing for the free hour of mentoring with me, which was really great. But I'm also next Wednesday, I want to do a drawing next Wednesday while Dr. V is on, and I want to do a drawing, and on that drawing, I'm going to sponsor an hour with Dr. V's time. So for any of you who are struggling in your performance ability, I think this will be a really nice one. So for me today, I tried an overnight on crude that really only made me about $200, and then I took a loss on YM for $200. And then I decided to kind of swing a little hard here. If you're looking at my screen, we are in a higher, wider range. it didn't call because we overshot, but I went ahead and went short 2 full-size ES contracts and threw my stop above high of day. So I went for a 3-to-1 on the risk metric. So I made about $2,500 on this trade, which was really nice. So we actually, I think we're going to sell all the way to ATR low, but I'm, not getting greedy here. I just go for targets. And of course, this trade was mirrored, or it was copied. So ended up being an incredibly good, kind of started off a little weak sauce, but thanks to hitting it pretty good on these full size off of what seemed to be a very obvious distribution pattern here. I managed to get a move. A higher range is when we closed higher yesterday than we did the day before, right? That's really all it is. So basically, a higher range inherently has a little bit of strength to it. So when we're in higher ranges, we either buy S3 or we short R4, right? If the higher range is narrow, we can play breakouts off of R4 or inside outs off the CP, right? But ideally, if we're near R4, this is our principal inflection point. So we're going to play it back across the range if it's wide. So for me, I did not think that we were going to go outside of R4 because we were in a higher, wider range, which is why I was willing to give this one a little space. Right. So, and I got in a little bit later and I threw my stop way above high of day and just swung for a big move. This is one of the advantages to doing a more traditional day trade rather than a scalp, right? Traditional day trades allow you to run significantly wider stops because you're going to look to take advantage of the ATR. And since we had no major news events coming out, new indicator coming, by the way, I'm not going to share this one, just because I don't want to get you hung up into it. On my team, in my little mentoring group, we are developing our own version of this indicator right now. Like getting rid of the name and cleaning it up and making it look a little bit better. So, and basically what we're doing is we're going to aggregate news and bring it right into TV for you. So, so that way you can see right on your screen if you have news events. So like today's only major news event was at 8:30 in the morning. Right. So that way, when you're holding in your positions, you don't have to constantly look on 15 websites to figure out, if you've got news coming or going. So I think this will really speed up some of the research process for everybody. If you can, you'll just be able to load your screen, your cell phone, whatever. All right. So now I have an announcement. So in my schedule of things. And then we'll talk trading. It's Thursday. So I've decided kind of like with the scheduling of things. Bookmap, Fridays are going to basically be for like Bookmap and alternate programs. So I'm going to have Nathan on every Friday. As of now, Nathan is committed to coming on with me basically every Friday. Thursdays are so named as Thursdays for a reason, because Thursday literally means Thursday. So generically, Thursdays will continue. I'll try and fly Thursdays pretty much solo, so we can just talk about my stuff, my trading, what's going on with my life day to day, whatever you want to know, right? Wednesdays are going to be brains days. So as of right now, we've got Dr. V committed moving forward and until she gets too busy for us, right? Which is bound to happen at some point in time. But for now, fingers crossed, right? So Tuesdays, I'm going to rename Technical Tuesdays. Right. So I'm going to try and bring more technical traders on Tuesday. So we're talking about guys like Lenny. Next Tuesday, I'm going to have Gary L on, who is one of our traders that uses utilizing some Fibonacci style strategies. Right. So we're going to have technical Tuesdays. Right. And then Mondays, I don't really know what Mondays are going to be. Right now, I normally just have Nathan on with me. We just kind of hang and try and stay awake. So, but maybe I'll come up with something for Mondays, Mad Mondays, or I don't know. But so far, Technical Tuesdays, Brains Days, Thor's Days, and you got the book. So does that sound good to everybody? Do we like the schedule? Is that cool? What do we think? Moody Mondays? I like Moody Mondays. Thumbs up, likes, all that stuff. We can talk about VPA anytime you want, Daryl. It's Thursday. If you want to talk about VPA, we can talk about VPA. Right? Oh, so Alex, you're going to hate this. Okay? Everybody, what's my morning? Anybody who trades around me, what is my morning routine for finding tickers in the morning? I want to see who knows me. What's my morning routine? Syed, you know me. Or ORK9 got it. Nothing. I have zero morning routine. I take care of my kids, right? I drink coffee. I hang out with my trading buddies. You know, I have a specific watch list that I watch every single day. You know what I mean? It's the same watch list, right? And I have an alert system that alerts me when specific tickers are getting into range, right? So now I really only have a few different tickers. Like, so I didn't really trade very many equities today, right? At all, right? Because look, I never got any calls on any of them. Right. So the only thing I got calls on was a few futures. I didn't like the way they set up. Eventually I saw ES consolidating at R4, so I shorted R4. Right. But otherwise I don't have a morning routine. Right. I think what's important is that you have a per trade routine, and you should have I would recommend highly using alerts of some sort. Right. So for me, my alerts are built into my cam system, right? So I don't need to do anything. My cell phone tells me when it's time. You know what I mean? If I didn't work with people every day, like, you guys don't understand, like, when I'm like I work with traders because I love working with traders. Right? Like today, I make plenty of money doing this trading thing, right? And I really don't want to be arrogant, right? Because this isn't how this is supposed to come off, although I know it will. Right? I make plenty of money doing this trading thing. Right? I want y'all to also make money doing this, right? I love my BBT family. I am where I am because of my BBT family. And I feel like I feel like I want to pay it forward, right? Because, you know, I want that to work. I want, I want to build my legacy in trading, right? I don't want to go down as being the richest, biggest money maker in trading ever. I do kind of want to go down as being one of the best educators ever. You know, the person who, you know, 10 or 20 years from now, led the most people to money. You know what I mean? The highest percentage of people that I work with. That's why I only mentor like 20 people at a time, right? Because I review every single one of my mentees' trades every single week. I have meetings with them every single month, right? I do group sessions with them every single week, right? Talk with them about psychology every morning. You know what I mean? I put a lot of work into the people that I'm working with because, you know, that's what I want to do. I mean, how fun is it? Right. To how fun is it to be able to know that you helped somebody put a couple $100 extra into their account. You know what I mean? And now maybe they're not stressed, right? You know, maybe you're a stay-at-home mom and you're watching the kids and you just want to contribute a little bit to the finances so you can have a nice vacation this summer. You know, I mean, day trading can be that for you. It doesn't always have to be like some major windfall, like making $2 bajillion, real number, you know, while you're doing the trading thing. That shouldn't be, you know, it can start off at just, I mean, imagine if you only made like 50 extra bucks a day or 100 extra bucks a day, and then add that up over a month and a year. That's a lot of disposable income for the vast majority of people. You know what I mean? So like, you know, and if you can get a school teacher, and so a school teacher on the summers, instead of having to go work at a restaurant, right, can just trade in the morning and then still work on their lesson planning in the afternoon. I mean, how great is that? Right? A mom that's like full time watches her kids a week on and a week off, right? Because she's day trading. When she has her kids, she can focus. And when they go the other direction, you know what I mean? She can focus in and trade more. You know what I mean? It's just that's what trading is, freedom, man. Trading is amazing, like what it can do, but it's really, really hard. You know, it's a lot harder than I think people. I was listening to I think it's Mind Over Markets again. I've read it twice, listened to it twice, and he's talking about in the beginning how someone asked in here why my book is priced $50 on Amazon. When you buy my book is expensive and it is complicated because stock trading is expensive and it's complicated, right? If you don't have $50 to lean in on a book, right, and you don't have the desire to take the time to learn the concepts that are inside of it, you're not going to, I got nothing for you. You know what I mean? I cannot possibly tell you the tens of thousands of hours I have put into developing my trading system. So, and what Andrew said about his book is absolutely true, right? Andrew is not going to make money off of his book, even though it has the best subtitle of all time, right? Great subtitle. But it's, he's not going to make a lot of money off of that book. The idea is the book is going to drive attention, back to his, back to his other stuff, right? So for me, even though I'm charging $50 for the book, right, I had to put thousands of dollars into the development of the book, the editing of the book, all of the other things, right? I had to put so much effort into that, time into that. And then inevitably, Amazon is going to take 60 or 70% of that by the time I'm done, right? So of that $50, I'm maybe going to make and then taxes, right? So of that $50, hey, Christine, of that $50, maybe I make 15 bucks. $12 or something per book. It's only sold a few thousand copies. I mean, it has been a few thousand copies, thank God. You know what I mean? But hey, Dip, if you go to my Instagram at ThorYoungBBT, there's a link in there that will take you to my mentorship page. And it gives you a whole breakdown of my services and what I do and what I offer. And it also has my sign up there for my wait list, which right now is running about 100 or so deep. So I'm probably running about 5 to 6 months out on new mentees at minimum. So I think right now I'm hitting people that signed up 6 months ago. And then of course, not all of them are going to sign up because I left them sitting stale for 6 months. So I have to give each one a few days to see if they respond or not before I send an email, because then I don't want to end up with 10 signups at the same time. It's like being a server and getting triple sat, right? You don't want to do that. So, hey, I Spy. I stinking crushed this freaking short. I knew we were going to sell. So anyway, so the book is priced what the book is priced, because if I didn't price it there, it wouldn't have been worth the effort that I put into it. And buy the book. If you don't like it, return it and leave me a horrible review. Do it. I dare you. Right? Buy the book, read it. If you didn't at least have one aha moment from reading my book, right? So, because I'm not messing around when I talk about this, right? I just put this post up. Actually, let me pull it up on my IG, right? Follow me at ThorYoungBBT on my IG is where I'm posting most of my content right now. All right. I posted this picture right here, right? This is where I learned how specialism works in the market. Anybody recognize the guy? Right? So for those of you who aren't around stock trading too much, that's Peter Tuchman. That's the Einstein of Wall Street, right? One of the most, if not the most photographed specialist on the New York Stock Exchange, period. He is the guy. He has been market making on the NYSE since I believe the 70s. And I know him along with about 10 buddies that all have been working there for around the similar time. And whenever I go to New York, this is who I get to have drinks with, right? It's a cool time. It's a great life. I'm so blessed, right? I thank Andrew, by the way, so much, because Andrew's the reason I met Peter. I got introduced to Peter by Andrew, and then I've gotten to spend some nice time around him, his son, and quite a few other market makers, right? It's so beautiful, right? So as you can see there, he is signing my book, right? And you can see that there's a picture of him and me on the NYSE right here. And for the record, just in case you don't, he does love me, right? It actually says it right there, right? It says, all my love, Peter Tuchman. So just in case, just so you don't know, Peter Tuchman does in fact love me. And it's okay that everybody knows it. So no, I'm kidding. Oh my God. And this lovely title, A Complete Day Trading System, still available on Amazon anytime you want to check it out. Yeah. Let's see here. To get an so okay, Chris, the ebook version is nice. I will tell you, I wrote it to be a paperback or a hard copy. So what I mean by that is like when it's in the book, it actually is split into where, when, and how. I don't know if you can see the dark lines, but it actually splits it out like that. And then especially, right? Good. Andrew's books are great. You're gonna love them. I mean, you know, Andrew's new book, trade book, How to Build a Complete Day Trading System, I think is a real winner. And then after you learn how to build a day trading system, and then you decide you want to use one that's already been built, you can find a complete day trading system. Haha, see what I did there? So let's see here. So like when you go into like the pivot strategies, for instance, which is chapter 3, right? You actually can see, oh yeah, ebooks in color. But you can actually see, although not necessary, you can see here, like it has the strategy and it outlines it with the criteria and the scenario in which the strategy would be formed. So for each one of the varied, you know, systems, you kind of get like a really nice, and you kind of, so you can sit there and say, okay, well today if it's a higher, wider range, I want to play a, you know, so it's an inside day, I want to play the S3 to R3, and you can say, okay, on an inside day, you will have a wide central pivot relationship. Because of this, you are going to be looking for a traverse the inside range. As an aside, it is called an inside day because you're trading inside of the range. Remember, with pivots, you're looking for extra, you know, so it actually goes through and breaks down the entire rationale behind what you're looking for and why you're taking this trade. This isn't just like a pattern concept. When you read my book, has anyone read The Alchemist? The book The Alchemist. I've talked about this a little bit. So I feel like my job in the stock market is to be the market alchemist. Like I don't feel like it's really my job to teach you a specific pattern or specific way to trade, but rather to teach you the language of the market, right? To teach you how to understand the market and maybe help guide you right along your own personal journeys, right? Every single person in here is going to develop their own trading system. And by the time you go down this, yes, Bruce, right? By the time we go down this journey together, I'm hoping that you will manifest wealth, right? Your gold, find your personal legend, right? I love Paolo. Jillian, I got turned on to just recently actually, and I've been binging Paolo books lately. So what if you have not read The Alchemist, may I highly recommend it. Now, I feel like when I read The Alchemist, I got a totally different take on it. The Alchemist is just Amazon. I had a different take on it. So, and you know, this kind of all speaks to who we are as individuals, right? That we can all read the same book and take different things out of it. I thought it was a love story. You know what I mean? When I read The Alchemist, there was a legend there, but I think there was an underlining, like a really like romantic kind of like theme to it. And the language that Paolo chose to use, like in the scene of the desert, was just so vibrant and it was just so well done. It really set like a picture for me. I've had very few books really like, create a picture for me. It was some very, very good word choices. Um, So SPY. Well, you did it above this high of day, I would assume. So one of the issues here is you have to be really careful when you are shorting and you're above the 4, right? So this is actually technically a buying range, right? So I waited till it got under the 4 here. It broke, and then but even this was a little out of position, which is why it squeezed against me, right? It would have been better to let it actually offer VWAP, sell away, re-offer, and then tag it there and put your stop, here or even here. You know what I mean? Because that actually is from under the 4, and then you can stop above premium. So this is actually more of a buying range. Not that you can't do it, but it's going to be really choppy like that. Hey, Sith, how's it going? Man, that's a fun name. Sit. Oh, well, I'm just going to call you Sit. Sit, are we cool with Sit? Welcome to Lambos and garbage trucks. So I do think one of the things I may or may not do, I do think that I don't know, Carlos, are you still with me right now? Let me see here. Anyway, so I was talking about The Alchemist by Paulo. But anyway, it's just such a pretty it's just such a beautiful book, but I'd highly recommend it because it talks about yes. All right. So Bruce, I'm working on that right now. I'm actually messaging Carlos about that because I'm actually a little unawares of how that all works out. So I messaged him and he's either going to come by or check it out. So we were talking about, I want to go back to volume and then I want to talk about this SPY thing and maybe we do. But so first thing with the SPY issue is we were short from above the range, which made it a lot trickier. We should have waited for it to lose R4. You would have taken one stop when it came back through, but then it would have came down and it would have reoffered. You could have shorted R4 and then that one would have worked. Right. So it was just really sloppy. This is one of the reasons for these plays. We actually wanted to open more in the CPR and then squeeze up to that level and then mark it as premium so we can sell and get a really nice entry on it. But because this opened too tight, it made it a harder, more complicated entry. Right. So that was really kind of like the why that really didn't work as well as maybe it could have. Right. So now on the volume side, though, I completely thought this was going to be a sell. So let's talk about the volume. So first off, everybody here remember the MOC and the what we talked about MOC orders, right? And what MOC orders mean versus the MOO orders, market on close versus market on open. So this is the SPY yesterday. What did the SPY do after the close yesterday, or at the close yesterday? Where's the close? Right here. What did we do at the close in the last 10 minutes of the close or so? So real quick, let me backpedal. So if the member of the channel that you get access to a few perks. Okay. So what perks do they get access to, Carlos? Because I was thinking about adding a perk. Yeah, so it's sold, right? It's sold here. Example, giveaways, video recaps coming soon, and more than wild for members that support this channel. Yes, please. Okay, so next week, I said I'm going to do a Dr. V giveaway, right? So, but I'm paying for this, right? Because Dr. V is not free. I'm free, right? I can't give away her time. I can only give away my time, right? So because of that, right, I'm going to offer that segment to members, right, of the YouTube channel. So if you have joined the Lambos and garbage trucks thing, I don't know how much it is. I think what is it like, Carlos? Like like $5 or something? It can't be too much, right? If it's $50, maybe not. Right. So you know, but if you go there, so next week, right, the only folks who we're gonna make available, right, for that drawing to be with Dr. V. Yeah, it's $4.99 a month. So let's call it $5, $4.99 a month. Right. So all you gotta do is do your sign up and get on that, and then you can be available when we do the hashtag drawing next Wednesday, right? At the end of the show, right? If you're one of them, then you're one of those, then you can be eligible for it. Because I want to make sure that there is some heavy incentive here for those of y'all who are supporting the channel. If you're not, for the record, if you're not going to sign up and become yeah, exactly. Oh, one less Starbucks. Oh, not even a grande. It's like the other one, right? So, but I mean, if you're not going to come behind the paywall at Bearable Traders, right, then, you know, I just, and you're going to come by this every day, you know, come by 11 to 12. You know, the segment totally kicks butt. You know, you love hanging out with me. You know, you love hanging out with Dr. V. You know what I mean? So, you know, let's go. You know what I mean? Let's go. Hook a brother up. So, and then I'll continue. And if you do that for me, I'll keep doing drawings. But there'll continue to be drawings where I'm giving you opportunity to get access to people, right? Versus drawings where you know, all of you guys probably, I'm sure many of you have a decent enough money to go buy yourself like tools and stuff like that. I want to give you access. I may do a drawing just to keep on your calendars out there. I have a couple of different things that are an idea. One, I'm looking at a weekend in early December. I'm thinking maybe the second weekend or of December. I want to do a little New York meetup. I'm going to try and talk with a couple of my specialist buddies there and see if I can take like a handful of people with me across the NYSE. Right? I'm not baller. I can't get, hey, Jesse, welcome. I'm not a baller like Andrew. I probably can't get like 100 people, right? But I'm sure I could take a handful. And so if that's the case, you know, maybe I can do a little drawing for anyone who's in the New York area and wants to come to do that, you know, and see about. Nice, thank you, T-Chad. I'm going to reply to that soon. So I'm trying to work out my kids' schedule for the end of the year, and then I can start planning. So, but I think that'd be a lot of fun. You know what I mean? Can I tell you about boot camp and what are class timings? So, I'd highly recommend going to the website, peakcapital.com/bootcamp, I think, and that gives you a lot of details. But what boot camp basically is, because I'm not really on that side of it. I do the live trading. Right. So I'm there 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the next segment. Right. Or the next, what do they call those? What's a boot camp? The next camp. Right. I do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I live trade 9:15 to 10:30 Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And then I do one presentation each month. Right. On you know, one basically being on the where I teach you about pivots, one where I do it on the when, where I teach you about order book balance and volume. And then I do a how, where I talk to you about personal control, and I talk to you about basic position management, all from my perspective of things, right? So within that boot camp, you generically get pretty much, but I'm not like on the management like team there. So I don't know the exact schedule of things otherwise, but you know, you basically get a really small group environment. You're normally assigned to a particular, you know, moderator, and they work with you. They keep an eye on your trades. They help answer your questions, you know, help you set things up. I mean, help you develop your trade book, help you with personal management. Also, like others like Dr. V, do regular psychology segments in there and stuff like that. So that, I mean, there's a lot of stuff behind in the boot camp, most specifically just being the direct access. You know what I mean? Being able to work with people more closely in a smaller group environment. You know, even on a YouTube like this, it's very easy to get lost. You ask a question, 15 other people ask a question, and then I didn't see your question. You know what I mean? So, now boot camp doesn't start for a few weeks, I think, still, because this month there is no boot camp, and then it starts the next one. So they may still be working out some of that. I would say if it would be easier, I would highly recommend sending an email to you can either send it to Mike or send it to Andrew. That's I forget if it's just Mike at variabletraders.com or if it's hold on, let me see if I can find it for you. Disney. No. No, I wouldn't bounce Disney at all. So let's talk about why, and we can answer that volume question at the same time. Hold on, let me adjust this. There we go. All right. So first off, looking at Disney's order book, what is Disney doing right now? Help me out, people. If you can't answer this question, you should not be putting money into the market right now. It is selling. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. This ticker's selling. Right? Period. Right? Look, just nothing but big, fat, red dots straight down. Right? Tickers that are moving down like this do not V-reverse. Right? This is not I mean, I guess it could. Let me not say don't. But I mean, no. I mean, you've already blown out your ATR low, but this day is what we call a deviation day. Right? This is a our order book is still significantly more bearish with this giant order down at 112. Right? So for me, this thing is actually still a hard sell. Now, on top of that, volume, and this really helps you out. If you don't have access to an order book, look at the volume here. All right. Starting at about right here, after we lost VWAP, every large candle, what other than maybe one or two, what color are those candles? Any candle with high volume. They're red. Right? So not only are we selling on market orders, we're also down ticking with much more volume than we uptick. Right? Anytime we uptick, when we do find buying, what kind of candles do we find buying on? Right? Small candles. Right? If you go to my Instagram at Thor Young Bearable Traders, there's a link to this volume study, and it is called Thor's Ghost Candles. This is my own invention, which is they're candles that shade themselves. They change the opacity based upon how much volume's coming in. So if the candle is hollow, you know it doesn't have a lot of volume on it comparatively. So you can see here, for instance, we had a high volume buy candle, but it has a topside wick and it's stuffed. So some people would go long on that, but that's actually a weakness signal, right? So we rallied, and as we rallied, our next big volume, what? Small truncated candle. Again, weakness, right? Now we couldn't sell, so we kept reoffering higher, and then we got this inverted hammer and started selling. And then again, buy candle, but with a topside wick, and then sell candle engulfing, right? Very strong, right? Lovely. So no, we're not a bounce here because this looks very weak. Now, if we did bounce, could we go to 116? I mean, they're bringing orders in there, but this thing looks very... Notice the ladder to the downside. See how we have all this gray, cloudy shading in between 113 and 112? That looks like the direction we want to go. That it's all about the ladder, right? Right here we have ladder. We have orders in here to connect these two together. Up here we don't. Up here we have what we call a void of orders up here. Right, so you can't really, it doesn't look like there's any intention from the algorithm to move that direction, right? It looks like right now they're just coming up here and they're gonna buy this order probably a little bit, bring in someone else, sell down into it, and then run the rest of the way down. See the laddering under the order? See the lack of laddering to the top side? So look how we just bought right there, but when we bought, there was no volume. We ghosted. Right, so this is one of those moments where you're about, this is so important, right? Because this is a moment where you would think of, oh, this just made a new high. Maybe I should buy this for a long. Big sell candle, right? Sell candle, weak offer to the buy side, right? Order book looks really bearish, right? Markets order book for MNQ looks really bearish, right? So this for me, if I was gonna be a betting man, this is an ABCD pattern. That's going to do that. Now, we're below ATR low, so we're running a significantly higher probability of getting squeezed. So I'm not recommending shorting here, by the way, although I think it could be a short. But because we're so low in the range, right, we're going to have a lot of buyers willing to front run 112. Is everyone aware of what front running is? And then I'll check out PLTR. Okay, no, good. That's some hard no's. Okay. All right. So when you go to the NYSE, right, and you're walking around the NYSE, what you will notice that there are more than one specialist there, right? There's a lot of them, right? They do not really intermingle. They talk, but they talk about like trips to Italy and stuff like that, right? They don't talk about their stocks or their tickers. That's very private information to them. They hold it very tight to the cuff, right? So what happens now when you're on the NYSE floor, right? I'm going to give you a little brief here. When you're on the NYSE floor, there's these infinity-looking booths in the middle of the floor that look like this. And then there's like a CNBC desk like right here, right? And then all along this wall are desks. All along this wall, there are desks, right? These are broker desks, right? So like Merrill Lynch, Vanguard, Chase, right? Any of them, whatever, right? IBKR, right? IBKR, right? I mean, all of these different brokers have desks. There's also a hallway here, and this hallway has the data center component. This is where like the IT department sits. They've got desks here with monitors, and they have IT guys that sit here, here, and here, and they're responsible for keeping the market running. And then you have these guys over here. This is the options floor on the NYSE, for instance, right? And there's a whole bunch of desks here, right, with guys sitting in here, and then broker desks down this wall. Right? So what happens is, let's say this broker gets an order from their institutional trader, right? And let's say this trader is offloading some of New York Police Department's pension fund, right? And they call their broker. Let's say the broker is, and then they go to Vanguard and they say, hey, the price right now is at $183 on PLTR. I'd like to go ahead and buy. Even though you know it was really high before, it pulled back. I'm in a good spot. I think I want to go ahead and buy, right? So, and then Vanguard says, okay, let me see what I can do. They're going to walk over here and they're going to go talk to one of the specialists here, mostly that they have a relationship with. And they're going to say, hey, I got my guy from the NY Police Department, and he wants to, you know, he wants to buy it, but you know, and he says, I want to buy, but no more than 183, right? So he says, I'm willing to buy, but this is my max. I won't buy more than 183, right? So he goes here and he asks him and he says, what can we do? And then he goes, well, the price is at, the current price, right, equals 179, right? So I can do 183. You know, but it's going, you know, but it's going to take a little bit. And okay, so, but just tell them to hold out and get ready, and we'll go ahead and get this order on and get working. Right. So now this guy puts in an order with his broker, and his broker holds that order off the book, right, until the market maker is ready. The specialist is ready. So now this is what happens. We start accumulating. We open, we get a really big buy signal from the specialists. We start accumulating, and then we rally. So we have 179, 180, 181, 182, 183, and 184. Right? The market maker is going to buy and buy and buy. This is why you don't short while you're seeing the big green dots, people. Right? Buy and buy and buy. And once they get up above 183, they're going to do a really big volume hit and then drop into 183 and distribute into it. Right? So that's where you get that big buy. But it's a big buy that doesn't move the price. It absorbs. Why? Because that we just accumulated for 3 or 4 hours so that we could dump 100,000 shares into a large buyer that was already waiting at 183. And this is what exhausts us, right? This is why when we start to pull away from the price, right, we look for struggling volume. If we struggle to buy up through 134, then we'll know we've hit our objective, and we start shorting against the market up here for the movement back down, right? Now that, because they've already offloaded their inventory, now front running, right? So what happens is, as we're going up to these levels, right, what happens is the main objective is at 183, and you'll see a really big sell order, or a really big order sitting up here, right? And as we're going up towards that order, right, and we're getting near it, there are other specialists, right? There's multiple specialists. So let's say specialist 1 is working. Well, there's specialist number 2, and there's institutional traders, right? People who are just trading straight off the port that aren't actually using a specialist, you know, by talking to them, right? They're actually just sending their orders through. So as we get close to 183, specialist number 2 and institutional traders start to recognize that there's a lack of order structure above the book here. So it doesn't look like there's much tiering. So they start putting orders in front of 183. And this is what we call front running. Right. So our other specialists and institutions and large players start putting their sell orders in front of the large sell order. Right. So what this does is this chokes the specialist that's trying to break through, and it forces them to absorb all of that selling when they're trying to go up. right? And this is where most of our fades come from, right? Because we have a relatively weak order book. So one of the main things you're looking for in a fade is weak topside structure with a large clustering of orders front running a large order, right? Because what this shows you is that people are betting against that order, and large accounts, likely icebergs, big institutional players, are starting to front run that order. And that's the kind of thing you're looking for a reversal. So now you will often see that manifest in something that looks like I'm actually preparing a presentation for Bear Bull traders that I'm going to be doing this month. And it's actually called Advanced Understanding the Order Book Utilizing Bookmap for an Enhanced and Optimized Trading Outcomes. It's a little wordy. I got to work on it. So it looks like this. Right? So you can see we absorbed here on the way to this big order. And then all of a sudden we start buying, but when we're buying, we can't go up. Right? So something's wrong here. We're running into something, and then sure enough, we buy up, and boom, there's our front runners. Right? Two large orders, one at 122 and 123. Right? And they come in as big icebergs. Right? Hey, Ashley, welcome, by the way. Welcome to Lambos and Garbage Trucks. It's good to see you. And thank you for joining. Oh, Mark. Yeah, baby. Target. I was in it at 64 above like 60, like right at the open price, a little under it, like 64.05. Nice. 64.11, you dog. Good job, brother. So everybody, by the way, Mark Douglas, who's posting in here, has been one of my trading buddies for like, I don't know how long, like 5 years or 6 years or something like that. So of course you got your big boy. You got it high, got a better spot. But anyway, so that's front running. That's what front running looks like. So it's when they're putting large orders and then it chokes the current, and then they have to go back down and accumulate lower and then come back up, right? So if you want to really learn about bullish books, bearish books, and how to do that, make sure you come by Bear Bull Traders and get signed up, because that presentation I will be doing behind the paywall. You also can come by obviously every Friday, like tomorrow. Nathan will be presenting tomorrow. Tomorrow I will not be on YouTube tomorrow. I'm gonna have Nathan will be presenting for me tomorrow. I have some things I need to take care of. So I unfortunately will not be here, although I love you all. So Nathan's gonna take care of that. So tomorrow will be a great opportunity to learn all about Bookmap and stuff like that. So let's take a look at PLTR. So PLTR's order book right now is, wow, that's a lot of letters or numbers. All right, so PLTR looks like it might reverse soon. This will be a good example. Okay, this is a higher, wider range. Might be worth playing this one. We have a higher, wider range. R4 would be the target. We did open in the right area, and we have squeezed. Now, downside took a really long time to get here, right? Upside took a really long time to get here, right? Like it seems like it was a very struggled move. But everyone, before we get short on this thing, let me ask you a question. When you're looking at this right now, where is all the volume? What color are the big volume candles right now? They're all green, right? They're all green. All of our big volume candles right now are all green. right? So right now, as much as this looks like it's possibly a short, like that's a very bullish candle, right? So that does not look like we're reversing yet. And when we sold, you know what I mean? Our volume reduced a bit. So this sell candle was pretty good, weak buy candle. So maybe I do like that we've brought an order structure to the downside. I'm just not convinced. I want to see a really strong sell candle. Like I'd like to see a UTAD, like a really big pop, right? That really drives us up to R4 near ATR high and really throws some big old sell volume. You know what I mean? Like I want to see a big bright red like engulfing candle, something that really tells me this thing is ready to rock and roll. You know what I mean? Because right now it looks too strong, right? The order book still has this big order to the top side. I still see a lot of green, even though it's absorbing. I still see a lot of green, right? So remember, there's a difference between buying and not going up versus selling, right? Right now, maybe we're struggling to go up, but are we selling? No. That's the first thing. Anytime you pull up a ticker, you should look at your screen and ask yourself, is it? Right? This is what I'm talking about. This is our market alchemist concept here. You know what I mean? I want to teach you to read the matrix, right? I want you to understand the language of the market, right? Like right now in Q, its order book looks a little heavy to the downside, but near the price, it's very balanced with almost an exact balance of up and down. So what does that tell you? It tells you MQ is indecisive right now, right? We are not picking a direction in this moment. Right. So now if we were on a higher, wider range and we saw this kind of activity, perhaps we could try a short due to the lack of expectation for a breakout. Right. But would it not be better to see more evidence of selling? And so like on PLTR right now, that's kind of what I'm talking about here. Right. Right now, although maybe we're not buying very well, we're not selling. And if you want to go short, it needs to be selling. You are not an initiative participant. Everyone in here, please bring this in for me, right? Bring it in for me. Say after me, I am not an initiative participant, right? You are a responsive participant, right? It is your job to observe price action and then respond to it, not just to hit random spots. I mean, you can level trade, but for like swing trading or something more long term, it is very, very difficult to precisely time level trading, which is just saying, like even for me as a cam trader, right? I don't just go short because it's at R4 on a higher, wider range. It needs to be selling, right? And right now we have order voids to the downside, and I see a lot of buying, right? So it may not be buying very well, true, but it's not selling. Right. And I want to see it start selling before I'm going to sell. Now, look, the order book looks really bullish now. Right now, and we actually have more buying on the book than selling on the book. So this thing looks like it's ready to go up now. Right. So this is kind of, yeah, responsive, significantly higher odds of success, right? Here it goes. Watch. See what I mean? Risk management is significantly easier. Gus, easiest spot. A complete day trading system. Not to be confused with trade book. How to build trade book. How to build a complete day trading system. I got to get better at the subtitle. There's Trade Book by Andrew Aziz that just came out, how to build a complete day trading system. And then there is just simply a complete day trading system. So if you don't feel like building one and you'd like to use one that's already built, there's a book for that. A little pricier, but still going. So yeah, so check that out. And that's the best way to learn about the R4 and S4 stuff. Otherwise, coming by here, I'll talk about it every single day. And then behind the paywall at Bearable Traders, I have multiple webinars on it. So we can always get there that way too. So look at PLTR here, and we'll wrap here in a minute for the hour. But so see what I'm talking about on PLTR. See how helpful paying attention to the volume and price was. I didn't get an alert on Apple, so yeah, I don't think the ATR fit the ranges. Order book still very bullish, right? And they're actually tiering some more orders to the top side, so it looks like they want 185 right now. So what you would look for is you would look for to either buy 185 and then exhaust, or you would look for someone to front run 185. Right, so that we do have a front runner actually. Look, so see someone just front ran 185, right at 184.50, but we're still buying, right? It's just someone front running, right? This doesn't mean we're selling. A lot of times people start shorting just because of that order. It is front running, right? But that doesn't mean we're going to sell. To sell, we need orders down here. Now we are bringing on an order down here. And it's coming, but we haven't tiered into that order yet. And that will happen. You will see a large order set happen. And when that order set happens, like a big buy, a big sell, you'll see a market structure shift that'll look something like that. And when it happens, you'll see larger orders tiered into here, here, and here. Right? But they're gonna finish their upward. I still think it looks like they want to run out 185. Right, so I think they're going to run out 185, come down into it, and you'll see a really big buy right at 185. And then after that, a weak struggle, a failure, a reoffer, and then a sell. So you'd be looking for it to go buy R4, let it sell off of it and reoffer. And if it does, tag it there and just throw your stop all the way above ATR high if you can. Right, and then just let it, and then just range it all the way across. And just let it go. If it goes through ATR high, it's just a loser, right? MYM for me is selling. So I don't really see an available play on MYM here. The buying that was as a response to getting to this low is incredibly weak. Even though it was a solid candle, it was quite weak. It was a good engulfing, but the volume was way too low. Like the volume on that engulfing should have been as big as the volume on this sell candle. So I still think we look like we're going to advance lower. Oh, there's our absorbed buy. Look, we front ran it. Look at the absorbed buy.
I'm not quite sure how to help you
off of the front running order, and then look at the immediate sell, right? All right, everybody. So real quick recap. Tomorrow, Nathan's going to be running Bookmap for you. I got some stuff to do. Next week, Monday, fun day. We're just going to hang out. We'll stock things. Maybe Nathan back in. Tuesday, Technical Tuesdays. We're going to have Gary L in on next Tuesday, and then maybe Lenny the one after that. Always try and bring a technical trader in on Technical Tuesdays. Wednesdays are for Brains Days. Dr. V in next week. Subscribers only, right? People who are throwing down the cash. Who's a member of, what is it, Garbage Trucks and something like that. I gotta get the names better. But remember, for those people, I'm going to do a drawing for an access to Dr. V for 1 hour. Thursdays or Thursdays is always to go over whatever we want to talk about. And Fridays, talk about Bookmap, order book, and everything else. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all next week. Much love. Keep it green, people. Bye.